Is it count now? Is it starting?
We're on, man. We are on. Like Donkey Kong.
Back.
We are. I guess we should start, right?
Yeah,
welcome back, guys. This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, and this is The Real, episode 251 of GG's The Mouthful Podcast. And that other face that you see on the other side that for some reason doesn't want to speak is...
Hi. GG.
Someone's a little shy on camera, I think. Oh my god!
There you go. God, that sounded horrible. That sounds about right. Well, it's me after all.
The normal GG to me. So
yes.
We are actually. I feel that we're going to put this together as a video, but the plan right now is really more to test this out. So if you're actually watching this on video, this of course is our first video podcast. But worry not, audio listeners, you will also be able to hear us. We're not obviously we'll still get everything out to the Spotify's and stuff, but yeah. So hopefully this will be the new setup going forward. Mr. Santos, how you doing?
I don't know, man. I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't ready to be on camera. As you can see, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this freebie over here for Jason. Yes, I'm wearing a red cap. Go at it. Go nuts. It is the GG limited edition cap,
Nice.
of which we are no longer producing. But
it's an OG one though. It's one of the originals.
It is one of the originals. It is the Founders Edition of the GG.
That it is.
But we're not promising anything. But we're looking for options to maybe possibly see if we can bring some merchant back, just for fun. We don't make any money off of it or anything like that. It's just we love the group and we love feeling like we're part of some, of a close community. And I think the hats were a success. I think for Chakra, he kind of set that up.
If it wasn't for Chakra, man, the way he did it was awesome.
It was all of a sudden, and then and a lot of people wanted them, and we ran out. So stay on the lookout for that. But yeah, man. This little setup here is gonna be a little
it's a work in progress.
It's guerrilla. Yeah.
It's definitely a work in progress. I have a feeling that by the next time we do this, the camera's gonna be towards where the screen is.
We'll probably set something up. If not, if it depends on how this one looks.
Yeah. Well, it looks good. I think we're rolling all right.
Here's my only problem.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I'm doing the podcast, I'm not sitting still because I can't sit still because ADD, XYZ, whatever.
So get up and walk around, bro.
I'm constantly pacing around. But now I have this camera gun pointed at me.
No one's gonna judge. I'm not gonna. Now if you trip and fall as you're pacing around, I will judge and laugh hysterically.
I'll take the camera.
And
as you can see, I'm already moving, because I'm already anxious, the fact that this is getting recorded on video.
Oh, okay.
Not like this will be the first time that we've been on video, but
for real, yeah. We've done this a few times, so
we're still separated. We're still apart, but one of these days.
Yep. Well, definitely. I can't wait to get back to the old days of podcasting.
Yeah,
and the tacos. I miss the tacos.
Yes,
I do miss the tacos. So,
wifey made some awesome tacos
for sure. Well, guys, if this is your first time listening to the show, first off, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, if you have not already, please go to goodgame.rocks and join the conversation there. It takes you right to our Facebook group. And, of course, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. What we normally do, guys, is first we go into what we have been up to, move on into some various news items, and then finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot
This
topic
week, hot topic.
is not on my screen at the moment. Hold on one second while I bring it up for me here. 'Cause I literally thought I had it up. Oh
It's not like
man,
we can edit it because now it's video.
no,
So now,
we're
now
screwed.
you're seeing how the
We're
sausage
screwed.
is made, and you might not like the sausage at the end.
Yeah. Games we feel need next gen updates. So, as the post
Oh,
said, basically, there's a good hefty amount of games that have already have gone through it. Control, which has received very good reviews because of these updates. God of War has another one has spectacular reviews because of that. But there's a bunch of games from PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, era that can probably use this treatment, and I feel that we need to talk about them. we need to bring those
yeah.
up so that maybe, the gods of gaming, will say, they're clamoring for this. Let's give it them. Let's get them cake.
Let me
And
have cake.
let them have cake. So yeah, that's
If you
what
want to play at 30 frames per second, we have a product for you. It's called the PlayStation 4
the PlayStation 4.
or the Xbox or the Xbox One S.
The S, yeah.
Yes, yes.
But anyway, so let's start with what we have been up to, sir. And of course, we're going to start as usual, as tradition dictates.
Yeah.
We will start with Mr. Santos, sir. The hell you been doing?
Oh, wait a minute. Tradition doesn't dictate that I have to go first all the time. It's just it's us
It's
too. But
pretty traditional at this point.
yeah, well, you want to say the best for last. I get it. I get it.
Oh no,
I
I
get
didn't
this
mean
out of
that
the
at
way.
all.
I got food.
Oh,
And guess what? We're recording. My wife just there. She showed me I got food, and I thought I saw
nice.
Popeyes. All
Ooh.
right, so I guess we'll
So
be
we'll
right
be
back
right back
after this.
after these
No,
messages.
no, real quick, and I guess then we can just cut, and then you go because I'm just gonna be quick because this was almost going to be me just saying, yeah, I'll be playing more Ghost of Tsushima. Back to you because that was pretty much half of my week. But then Chaos Reaper, our own Chaos Reaper,
That's right.
and Dark Necromancer, aka Jose Calderon. Jose. I don't know if
Calderón, yeah.
I might have ousted him. He want to maintain his secret identity.
Yeah, his
Uh,
anonymity.
yeah, we'll blip it. We'll blip it.
Maybe.
Um, yeah, maybe not. So they invited me, or actually, I invited them, which kind of I invited Chaos to play the Division 2
Hmm.
because I tested that game when the patch came out for PS5, and then I was noticing. To be honest, I didn't notice it at first, but the moment I watched uh, the Digital Foundry showing how the game performs now, and suddenly a lack of some graphical features that
Oh,
were that were inherent in the PlayStation 4 version. I was like, huh, yeah, I kind of noticed that it was looking a little plain, but I figured it was, oh, this is a PlayStation 4 title, and I have played, well, maybe a couple only of PlayStation 5 titles, so I figure, okay, it's just last gen, for last gen's sake. It just I'm remembering this game looking better. Plus, I was playing on PC. The Division 2 I was playing on PC originally, so I figure, okay, maybe that's what it is. But no, man, once they fix those features, which I believe it was the volumetric fog, it kind of looked very plain without it.
hmm.
Once they added that back and something else I don't recall, man, they just made that game look
They nailed it.
awesome. They
Mhm.
nailed it. I'm like, I mean, it's not like it looks substantially, better than what it was. It looks like the same way that it looked on PlayStation 4 Pro, because on 4 Pro you're playing at a higher resolution, but it's running like buttery smooth, like I mentioned before. 60 frames per second. That game takes a turn, and then Dark showed me a couple of features that I didn't know that were added to the console version, which are to uh, you can actually move the POV uh, now.
Oh, okay.
So
You mean
so
FOV?
FOV. Thank you,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
Okay.
Not the POV point of view, the FOV, the field of view,
Field of view.
and I mean, not it's not like it's super drastic, but
That's
it does
enough.
make a
Yeah.
yeah, it does make a difference. Well, I like to push it far, but not too far that suddenly I'm getting this weird fisheye
Yeah.
lens
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
I hate that. A lot of competitive gamers play like that
Well, you
because
have to. Yeah, you have
well,
to.
yeah, yeah.
It gives you an advantage, and if you don't do
yeah,
it and they're doing it, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I hate that though because it kind of makes me sick. Actually, it kind of gives me motion sickness. So I was
Mm,
worried this was gonna be that, but it's not. It's not at all because it pushes it far enough where you see more of your character, but not so far that it distorts the image.
okay.
So that and another feature that I should have known that it has, where when you're shooting in that game, uh, you can barely tell. I mean, you could tell what kind of damage you're making by obviously the enemy's life bars going down, but you can't really see, like, say for example, when you crit hit him,
Hmm.
um, you can't tell uh very well, because the numbers, instead of showing you the numbers going up, they just float everywhere, and when you're causing a lot of damage, especially with fast rapid fire weapons,
Hmm.
you just see a bunch of numbers you can't read flying everywhere. So so there's a setting, actually, I didn't know, that will make it so that the numbers will just neatly put themselves on the side and scroll up, and that way you can see the type of damage that you're
Oh, okay.
making. So,
That's cool.
and those little touches alone, and the fact that I'm getting used to playing it with a gamepad, because like I said, I was playing it on PC. I had my low level character that we just all started playing with when us three
Oh, and the three of us,
were
the same one. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. When us three started playing, and I noticed we left it at level 10, and I never went back. So now I'm level 22, I want to say. And bro, it was just a blast to play with those guys, with Dark and with Chaos. Chaos was shocked that I invited him, and then he said he told me, and I quote, "Bro, I was on the phone and I suddenly saw an invite to play a game pop from you, and I had to tell the guy, oh, hold on, I need to hang up. I need to get this because I'm getting an invite."
Oh, that's great.
Because guys don't know, I don't tend to play a lot of multiplayer games. It's not. I don't have anything inherently against it. I don't play the Apex Legends and the Overwatches and stuff like that, because I know I'm not twitchy enough. I'm not that competitive. Uh, I'm not at that level.
Yeah.
So, and also those games are not are good. Like when Apex came out, I was playing it for like a couple of weeks, maybe three
Yeah, yeah.
weeks, and then
When
I kind
early
of
on,
left
yeah.
it.
Hmm.
Yeah, we were all playing it, and then I just put it to the side because I got into something else, and by the time by the time I wanted to go back, like, everybody was already like a beast. So that's why I'm not doing the Call of Duties
You
or
should
anything
see what
like
it
that.
looks like now. I don't know if you watched any of Mrs.
Oh,
Reaper's streams.
oh
I'm looking,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going, my God, this looks completely different.
It
I
has a
mean,
bunch of characters that I have never seen. He's like,
yeah, I'm
oh,
like,
okay,
oh,
I
dear
guess
Lord, yeah. It's
like
one of
it's
those things.
it's
If you're
it's
not in it,
unrecognizable.
man, you're not in it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out to Miss Reaper and her new Twitch channel. Is it Miss underscore Reaper? Her
Miss
channel?
underscore Reaper to you.
Yes.
Number
To
two,
you.
letter U. Yeah.
Number two. That's right. That's right. Go ahead and search her out in Twitch. She is growing her channel like fairly fast, and I gotta say, and it's I can tell why. It's because when she's playing with her team, and they all have a good rapport, and you see the like the banter and the strategy and all that. It is actually quite entertaining. So yeah, whenever she posts that she's going online, just drop by and say hi. Same thing to Chaos. He actually streamed our Division Two.
The Division Two. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We were playing there for 4 hours. So I think we finished at almost at 2 in the morning, and I had to work the next day. But
She paid
I
for
was
it, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh
That's
yeah. Oh
awesome.
yeah. But dude, it was great. I think I want like I took my PC character to high level. I finished the both the campaign and uh the expansion Warlords of New York, and
Okay.
I was doing the tower and I stopped playing, and I think like this one grabbed me enough to where I want to go back and play it. And but I want to do this different because I was playing solo on PC. On this one, I want to take any opportunity that I have to play and with these guys, because the cool thing is that it doesn't matter which level you are.
Mhm.
Like these guys had level 40 characters already, and I was level 10, and the game leveled the playing field to where it allowed me to stand up and to help out, and in no way I felt like my character was. I mean, yes, obviously my character's not going to be as decked out as a level 40 character with my gear and stuff, but it never felt like I was being a hindrance either. It felt like I
Mm,
was, like I
okay.
was helping out. I was playing a healer role. And yeah, man, we tried to recruit you a couple times, but you were like, no, no thanks. I don't. Those games are beneath me. I think it was a direct quote.
Verbatim. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're here. Well, please, man, it's just us three. We need one more. We can really use you. We like spending time with you.
Oh
You're not
god.
doing anything important. Can you please just join us? And you were like, you please. I'm playing Dark Souls. I'm at the next level. So you guys have fun with your gas game. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay,
great.
Plato. Well, hopefully you'll be able to join us sometime. We love you. We love you. Chiklung.
Guys, this is exactly what happened. For the
This,
record, this is
this is
what it looks
reenactment.
like in the
This,
internet as they are messaging me. This is what I look like. That's what they look like. Yeah, this is
exactly, exactly.
pretty accurate. Yeah.
Except for scale, because when he's talking to us, he's like, have fun with your game.
Oh my god, that's good stuff.
Man, it was fun. But yeah, man. No, other than that, it is. I'm glad. I'm glad that I got into. I'm glad that I had that time to play with these guys. It is incredibly fun. Dark is a character.
Yeah,
Dark is a
yeah, he
character
is.
in himself.
He for sure is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. At some point, of course, I had to lower my. I had we needed to start using our indoor voices because why I needed to go to work. But Dark does not know what an indoor voice is. You
No,
can't.
no,
It
he
just
does
doesn't
not.
happen.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen. So of
He
course
has
he'll be
outdoor, and then he has outdoor in the middle of Times Square. You know what I mean? That's
outdoor.
the two. Yeah, you know, that's his two levels
Yeah,
right there.
he has outdoor with Dolby Atmos.
Yeah,
That's dark.
exactly. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah,
Well, that's
yeah,
cool,
yeah,
man.
man.
That's cool. Any movies or anything? No.
Oh wait,
Okay.
yes. Thank you
I'm
for
glad I
reminding me.
mentioned it.
I watched Dunkirk.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, all right. This is
yeah,
a
yeah,
Christopher
yeah.
Nolan joint. Okay.
Yes, indeed. And it feels like a Christopher Nolan's film, in the sense of you know, when a scene uh is supposed to have like suspense,
Mhm.
and maybe it doesn't really need it, but he adds it anyway because he'll be, there'll be the soundtrack will be playing this like long ass note for the longest time, like, and you don't know what's gonna happen, and you're
Mhm.
kind of like, is he gonna eat that? No. It makes for a tense, really enjoyable experience, dude. That movie, like, I'm not a movie buff like you are,
Mhm.
and sometimes I just watch movies and it just, to me it's like, okay, that looked good, but I can't differentiate like the cinematography or anything like that. I feel like in this movie I freaking fell in love with the cinematography. I fell in love with the usage of colors in it, and there was, I mean, the set pieces, the action pieces, were phenomenal, and the situational pieces also. Not that it's not like in the movie. Obviously it's about, it's about Second World War, um, but it's not frigging, I don't know.
It's very specific too. It's about the retreat that they were trying to organize uh,
Yes,
because the Germans were essentially forcing them into the water.
into the
Essentially,
water, pretty much.
yeah,
Yes, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of, I don't want to spoil this for anyone that hasn't seen it, other than
Spoiling
this
what?
movie is
History? Come on, you
definitely.
can't spoil history.
Oh, yeah, no, well, I did.
This is actually a true
Let me
story,
put it
guys, for
this.
the record.
Let me put it this way. Sorry, it's Dunkirk. I'm not gonna be looking at what happened. Like, if I don't know, like, if I'm not a history buff and I don't know, I'd rather not know. If you tell me, by the way, the Czechoslovakians, they won the war because it's in the book, and I don't
Czechoslovakia.
know about that, and you spoil that. I'm gonna call it a spoiler, even if you say, "Well, it's not a spoiler; it's history." Yeah, motherfucker, but I didn't know that. That's the point.
Well,
You
now you
know.
know, and knowing's half the battle.
So, oh no, knowledge I could have actually acquired in a more enjoyable way, but instead, I had to listen. I had to listen to someone being like all like pretentious. Oh, if you don't know about it, you know,
That's almost verbatim as well. Yeah,
this was the
almost
one
verbatim.
with the this was the one with the Polish. Educate yourself. Yeah.
Oh my
No,
god.
but yeah, no. I have nothing but great things to say about this movie, but I'm not gonna say them because I'm hungry.
What do
So
you
just go watch it.
what are you what are your well, I have a question, sir. What are your thoughts
Okay, yeah.
on the use of time in the film?
The use of time. See, that's the part where I'm not a cinebuff. Like, what do you mean?
No, no. Well, so
Because the movie was like 2 hours. That's like, if you
well,
had to.
no, I know that, but each one of the particular people that you were following
Mhm.
were at a certain time to a certain moment. You know what I mean? So everything was like what's his name? I can't think of his name now, but let me see if I can find it real quick.
See, you're gonna tell me
Tom
every
Hardy.
scene. I don't know
Tom
if you
Hardy.
noticed, every
Yeah.
scene was 32 seconds long, and
No, no. The Tom Hardy's character, I think, was like, I don't know if it was 2 weeks out or something like that. There was a time there was one character that was like maybe 2 hours away from a specific moment, another
Mhm.
character that was like 8 hours away from a specific moment, and everything just kind of leading up to that moment. So
Hmm.
that's just freaking Christopher Nolan once again using time in another
I,
way that he likes to
I,
do because he loves to manipulate that shit.
I
You didn't
guess.
notice it?
I mean, I was thinking. Yeah, exactly. It didn't, like, I didn't notice it. I
Okay.
didn't think that. I mean, it flows nicely. So if that was happening, if those not time jumps, but those differentiations in times were happening, and I didn't notice it, and I didn't feel like it missed anything, then that's good. That's good. That's good for someone that like you that will notice, that kind of stuff. Um, and because I was just making sure that I just follow the story
The
and
main
and
story.
and yeah, yeah, and um there I don't think that there were any characters where I was like, oh, I don't want to go back to this because everybody had an interesting part.
Mhm.
Everybody had a fantastic part, on it. And in retrospect, I guess now that I'm thinking about certain scenes, I can see what you're saying about. Oh yeah, not everything was happening in real time for all of them, so to speak. But yeah, man, I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. This movie is easily a this movie is very easily a 4 out of 5 for me.
Okay. Okay.
I would say, yeah,
Yeah. All
yeah,
right. I like it.
yeah. What was it for
uh,
you? Because I
the
just saw it, but
I
yeah.
honestly, I think I went with if I had to at the time, I have only watched it once, and I generally, especially Christopher Nolan films, you got to watch them more than once to really
Mm,
get everything. Because the next time he does this on purpose. He wants to make
mm,
his movies an event that you want to watch more than once. So you get
yeah,
more out of the film that you normally would from just watching your regular. So, but at the time, it was really heralded as one of the whatever, and I think my expectations were kind of high. So I think personally at the time I probably would give it like a 3.5, maybe a 4. You know what I mean? I do remember enjoying it. I do remember a lot of the segments. Um,
mhm, mhm.
it's just I think my expectations were a bit higher than they should have been, unfortunately.
Yeah. Everybody
Uh,
was saying. I mean, this is a great movie to showcase a home theater system
mhm.
because the
Well, any
sights and the
Christopher
sounds
Nolan
are
film, let's be
amazing.
real. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But and I think I enjoyed that quite a bit. Like I said, the use of colors on it, it was amazing. It was something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten I have the 4K Ultra Blu-ray or whatever the hell for his last one. I can't even think the name now. Tenet. And I
And
have yet to watch it. I want to, and I don't know when I'm going to, but I have yet to actually watch it. And I want to really test everything, all the little things,
everything.
everything. Um, but all right. So I mean, for me, all I've really been doing is playing Dark Souls. That's really it. I am
What's that?
the
Dark
oh
Souls.
dear Lord, where
For
do I
some
even begin?
spoilers.
I did do one thing that I was curious about more specifics on the lore, and so I started
Mm.
looking lore up. First off, that's a rabbit hole that you can fucking fall down because there is nothing but videos about lore on this damn thing.
It takes place in the future of Constantinople.
Yeah, it is. It is for that's one and two. A lot of these. I mean, we're talking about one of the channels I was looking at. Dude, they're like at 2 million views. I'm like, damn, everybody's fucking into this shit. So
I mean, the game came out in 2012, but yes.
the yeah, well, one channel has that, while another channel, who I think actually has better editing and whatever, is only at like 200, 300,000. So who knows. But anyway, the lore is what I started getting into and really kind of opening up who is this character, how do they whatever into it, avoiding as much as I can from going too far ahead, because there's characters that are mentioned and I'm like, I don't know who that is, so I'm not gonna fucking look into that.
Mm,
I did finally beat my first I guess major boss that got me one of the Lord Souls. um that's essentially what I'm doing now. Apparently, I'm having to go to different major characters, and I got to beat them, collect their Lord Soul, and then bring it back to present it to this bull in hell. You know what I mean?
to the
Just your typical,
bowling
yeah.
hell.
There's this huge bowl that I pulled out of nowhere. By
Uh-huh.
the way, and I was just like, oh, it was a thing that I needed to get from this woman who's the daughter of whoever you can, Gwyn, which is basically might as well be Odin or Zeus. You know, he. Fair enough, sir. Fair
What?
enough.
What? Oh yeah,
So
no, Overwatch, bro. Yeah.
yeah, so it really gets it really, if you're into that stuff, and actually I'm kind of really fascinated with the with the lore. But anyway, the point is I first beat my first guy, which is this fucking guy named Nito, Death Lord or Great Lord Nito, which was a pain in the ass, dude, because he had these little fucking skeletons, or then you kill the skeleton, they come back, and so they're constantly annoying you throughout the entire battle. But anyway, finally was able to. That's kind of where I'm at now. I'm
Wait,
about
you defeated Nito?
yeah, I defeated Nito. Yeah,
I thought he was the last boss. I thought that
no,
was
no,
it.
Gwen.
No.
I believe Gwen would be the last boss. I think they want me to replace Gwen, my character, to replace Gwen. So I guess I'm just trying to get to him. Anyway, I'm about 42 hours in. I checked my save, and I was at 39, and I played for a good 3.5 hours today. so yeah, so I'm still loving it, bro. I have no desire to play anything else.
You don't have to tell us. I mean, we were inviting you to have a good old fun with your gaming buddies, and you were like, "No, nope, I'm playing Dark Souls."
For the
That's
record,
okay.
you could have thrown me into the damn chat group. I would have at least heard you guys and just converse whatever. But I see
No, because then you're busy. You were busy with playing with Nito.
Nito.
What kind of stupid name is that for a?
It's actually a very silly name. I'm not gonna lie. Nito, Nito. Great Lord Nito.
I mean, it's no worse than what was it?
The ceaseless discharge. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Oh no, I was making a reference to Star Wars to Snoke.
Oh,
Snooki?
that was another bad one. Yeah,
Yeah, that was a stupid name.
Yeah,
ceaseless discharge is a really disgusting name.
No good. Dude, I read it. I was like, what? No, this has to be some sort of joke.
I think I might still have that strategy guide back from when I used to buy strategy guide, pretty much strategy guide. Remember those?
Yeah. For Dark Souls?
Yeah, for Dark Souls.
Get out of here, man. Shit, I could have used that. All this time, I was wandering this archive for at least the 3 hours I played today. I was just wandering an archive. Like, where do I go? I didn't know where to go from here.
You killed Prima strategy guys. You just watch YouTube now, and that it'll tell you all the strategies that you need. So strategy guys are dead now.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. As far as movies, I did see a few movies. First one I saw was this movie. This is on Netflix, and it's not a Netflix film, but I watched it on Netflix, called Ava, and it stars Jessica Chastain, John Malkovich, and Common, and it's not good. She's like this agent who, or I should say, actually, she's like an assassin. And for whatever reason, this film felt the need to include family drama. So she had like drama with her mom and her sister's dating her ex-boyfriend, and you're like, you're an assassin. I think you have bigger problems to deal with in the world. But
there was the rom-com is like over there. Stick to the script.
Yeah, and the mom was played by Gina Davis. So I was like,
oh wow,
I was just completely thrown off, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. It was trying to be serious, and it's graphic. You got your shootouts and your fights and all this stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, and then Jessica Chastain, I'll ever know that, but they did not do her justice like a John Wick or the Atomic Blonde, which is was it? It's like you can almost tell like this has too much editing because they need to edit, otherwise it just wouldn't look good. You know what I mean? It's like it's just it's not good, unfortunately. So I cannot recommend that.
I read the fights with her mom were fantastic.
Sure, if you say so. If you
the Yeti fights, Yeti matches. Oh my god!
Yeah, yelling matches. I would give this one easily a 1.5. Unfortunately, I have to give that 1.5. Yeah,
Ooh.
no
All right.
bueno, guys. No bueno.
I think that's our first awarded 1 out of 5 that I can recall.
Yeah, 1.5 is awful for the record, guys. If you don't remember what that thing is, I did not like this film at all. And then halfway through, I was ready to give up. I was like, I'm already here. Might as well at least see how this ends. you know,
Let's get
um,
it over with.
yeah,
Yeah.
might as well. Did check out one of Netflix's originals called Outside the Wire, which stars Anthony Mackie of Falcon fame, of course, and a couple new people I'm not aware of. And this actually was a pretty decent film. It's a sci-fi thing where Anthony Mackie is actually a robot essentially, but the U.S. forces are using him as one of their own, and but he's an AI, so he does whatever he needs to do, and
He
he gets
has, is it, you're saying he's an AI? Is he informed? Is he like a cyborg?
he's like yeah,
Or
yeah, it's
oh,
essentially yeah.
okay.
He looks like himself, but he's basically controlling the shade of how he looks, because otherwise he would just look like a clear shell with a internal skeleton that looks all metallic and all that shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's not the best film, but it's not horrible either. A lot of the fighting and everything, the special effects and everything actually look pretty good. There's a little commentary on it because the one guy that gets assigned to him at the very beginning was this guy who he was a drone pilot, and one of the biggest concerns even nowadays with drone pilots is that there's a disconnect between what they're doing and how severe it is. All they're doing is literally, in many ways, kind of playing a video game where they can just kind of point, shoot, boom, blows up, and then you pack up and you go home. You know what I mean? But you don't. There's no connection to what you just blew up. You know what I mean? And war should have that. You know what I mean? There should be some sort of. Anyway, so he runs into something in the beginning, and then they put him on the field and they assign him to Anthony Mackie, and he goes off on this particular mission, and it's not bad. It's definitely one of those, hey, nothing else to watch, check it out. And it's one of the newest ones for this year.
I love
Netflix.
you have a mega frigging backup that backlog of movies that you need to watch, and that you constantly they're on the top of your head and annoying you and gnawing at your brain, and you decide to just I guess I'll throw this movie about a cyborg. It's a Netflix
Well,
exclusive.
to
How
be
bad could
fair,
it be?
to be fair, this was my wife's choice. Remember with the thing that we do?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, there you go.
although it was on mine too, for the record, but this was
Okay.
technically hers. Yeah.
It was on your list.
So,
Okay, okay, you can cross that out and add
yeah.
three more.
It's crossed out, and yes, there have been more that have been added, fortunately. But
Yes.
the one movie, the last one I have here, and the one I really, really, really need to stress that everyone needs to watch, is this movie called Sound of Metal. And so this stars this actor who's also, believe it or not, a rapper, Riz Ahmed, and his I think his rapper name is Riz MC. And so, but he doesn't play a rapper. He plays a heavy metal drummer who essentially starts to lose his hearing at the very beginning. It's not a spoiler. It's literally part of it. And then it becomes literally the story of what do you do? How do you? He's a heavy metal drummer. He needs his hearing in order to do what he does in his life. His girlfriend is the main singer. And it's one of those things that just completely derails your life. And the question is, what do you do? How do you overcome it? How do you move on? And that's what really the story is about. And it is so freaking just powerful. One of those really powerful films. And it's kind of messed up in a lot of things, because there's this little need I think we all kind of have, and that is the need to go back to the norm, to kind of go back to the way things were. And for him, it's a realization that no matter how much you struggle to go that way, it's not going to go back. You know what I mean? So it's either you can ruin your life trying to make it go back, or you accept where you're at and you move on. And obviously it's not as easy as me saying that. You know what I mean? For anyone, a change like that. That's so. It's like you're never going to be able to play music again. The thing you love that you've been doing your entire life, you're not going to be able to do. And if you do, you're just going to, hurt yourself even more. So
Yeah.
anyway, it's really good. It's called Sound of Music, starring Riz Ahmed. Highly, highly recommend this film. This is a Prime film, so it is an Amazon film. It's always going to be available on Prime, and so seriously, that's a good one. But
Yeah, I mean, they made a meta movie uh, that ended up becoming a drama and a powerful drama. It's like, okay, I need to watch. I need to see this then.
yeah, it's good stuff.
You know,
It's good stuff.
yeah.
There's a lot of good characters in it. This is one character I think named Joe. He's one of those people that it's one of those people that you want that kind of person in your life at all times. Like everyone needs someone in their life like this guy. And if you had this person, you'd just be okay. Things will be all right as long as I have that person, because my God, he's one of those characters,
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Anyway, that's all we've been doing. And
Mario.
we are back, guys.
Worst Mario impression ever.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but yeah, you're pretty much right there.
That Mario impression was pretty Luigi.
I think so. Although Luigi has a little more bass to his voice. I think.
Well, no, I was saying because it was pretty number 2 because number 2 is shit.
Okay. On that note, guys, it is time for our trailer
of the week. I just moved my camera. Messed up. Slap the camera.
Done, sir. Well done.
I guess I'm gonna move it again because I'm pent up with this excitement, bro. I can't. You're gonna have to. We're gonna have to talk about this. This is
by all means, sir. You can unleash. Say what you gotta say.
Mortal Kombat.
Yes, Mortal Kombat movie.
Bro. Oh, so good. Oh my God, it's been a while since I've been excited about a trailer, like that, and that makes me nervous because the last time that I was excited about a trailer like that, I was actually a little let down, to put it mildly. But oh my God, it's hard not to get excited about this one, just because of the sheer amount of goodness that you see on it. It's like we don't have to tell you guys. Mortal Kombat is based on a video game.
I hope you guys know this by now.
I hope you guys know this. If not, welcome to the world of video games.
Yes.
He's your host.
At first, there wasn't Atari.
Atari. Yes. Oh man, but no, dude, it was like I was not expecting this at all. To be honest with you, I heard that ruminations, that people talking about a Mortal Kombat movie, but then when I was playing, when I was playing Division with Dark and Chaos, and Dark started talking about, oh man, have you seen the Mortal Kombat posters? And I'm like, Mortal Kombat poster? What are you talking about? The Mortal Kombat poster for each character, and oh my God, it's just like super praising, it's super hype. It's so good, it's so good, it's so good. But I know nothing because that was the day before the trailer was out, and I guess the trailer got leaked at some point, but it was kind of like early that morning. It was going to be released anyway. So I just saw it when everybody else saw it, and like, my God, man, I always approach these things with not skepticism necessarily, but like I said, I'm not like a movie guy. I'm watching this, and the more and more I'm seeing about it, the more excited I'm getting because it's like it looks so good. Every freaking character there looks so good, and you probably could tell me better about some of these actors. I feel like
You're going to be a little bit of a shock there, my friend.
you don't
So
reckon.
first off, I don't share the same enthusiasm that many seem to have, including yourself, Dreamy.
Well, you get the
I
fuck out then.
I am
You heard
cautiously
it. He doesn't
optimistic.
really want to play with us. He doesn't want to play with us. And now he's shitting on Mortal Kombat the movie. And he's not even a gamer anymore. Oh no, he's a hardcore gamer. No, I'm kidding.
No,
I'm
no.
fucking. You
I
obviously
so I
don't
saw
feel the same way, and that's what this is all about. Let's talk.
no. I saw the trailer,
What's wrong
and
with you?
I did
What's wrong
I did
with you?
enjoy some parts of it, and overall, and I'm like, okay, I see with it. First off, it looks obviously much better than the old one, especially Annihilation.
Oh
It
well,
looks light years
yes.
better than that.
Annihilation shit. Yeah.
Oh god, that was horrible. But so I have concerns. Okay, so immediately just from the trailer alone, my main concern, and this will be a concern with any film that would try to take on this type of not just this property, but this type of property, and that is you have way too many characters. And one of the main issues with any type of property like this is like if you try to throw everybody into the mix, you're like,
It's based on
okay,
Mortal Kombat. It kind of have a lot of characters.
no, I get it. I get it. If they're able to center it around some specific ones and make it more about them, and then the rest are more in the background, then you can say, okay, well, you can get probably a little something out of that. But
Mm.
there's just a lot. There's a lot going on. You don't. You're looking to me to know about the actors, and I don't know any of them, so I couldn't even tell you. I had to look up the director, and you know what he did before this film? A video short. That's it.
That's
Okay.
it.
It's called The Nighttime Economy. Don't know what that means. It's a video short from 2014.
The
I looked
nighttime
up.
economy.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
looked
about
up
prostitution.
the writer, which is one Greg Russo, and I immediately thought I was like, okay, maybe he's one half of the Russo brothers. No, he's
He's
not.
the bad
he
half.
has he has been credited for nothing else as far as writer before this. So, so he's a
Wow.
new writer. We have a fairly new director. Dave Callahan's another writer who's credited, and his most recent work is Wonder Woman 1984. So I'm just like as much as I
Yeah.
want to be excited, I really do. I want this to be, and I want to say this, and this is the truth. These guys can. This could be what puts these guys on the map. I mean, it's very that's not impossible. That is possible that it could happen. Um, stars definitely have to align for that to happen, but it is possible, and that's kind of just my concern because I was like, oh, I don't know. And again, and then they don't even get started on the freaking the actors. I'm like, I don't know any of those people are. You know what I mean? So I couldn't
Well,
tell you.
I mean, when you think about even the original Mortal Kombat movie, first of all, when you're looking at this, you kind of have to set your expectation, right? In
True
no
that. Yeah,
way
yeah.
I'm saying like, oh my god, this looks like it's gonna be the best movie ever. Because honestly, yeah, you're right. I don't recognize any of the actors. I don't know about the directors or anything like that. But I am excited when I see first glance, let's say
Yeah,
because
yeah.
this was just a trailer, they take a video game property and it looks like they're doing the right, like the right calls as far as well the act, the fact that it is a Mortal Kombat movie. It is a R-rated movie because Mortal
True.
Kombat has fatalities. It turns out that it is
Yes.
kind of gory.
Yes.
The video games. Obviously they're not gonna go for NC-17 on this one or anything like that. But it is, you have to respect that the fact that they are going with an R rating.
Hmm.
The characters, even if the actors are, not particular actors that we recognize, at least the costumes are on it, and the
The
characters
look,
themselves look
yeah, yeah,
very.
yeah. The
It is,
design, yeah, the
yeah.
set design
The
and everything.
design
Yeah. Mhm.
itself, it is very, it's very close to the to the source material, and
Mhm.
even Mortal Kombat. Here's the shocking fact. All right,
Here we go.
Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal
It's
Kombat,
already pretty campy to begin with.
it's not a great movie. As a movie, it's not a great movie. It is entertaining. It is the Starship Trooper of its kind. That is to say, it's not
Okay,
about
okay,
like the
I see what you
freaking
mean.
drama or anything like. It's setting that that level of confidence, because what's the first ridiculous line that they throw in there on the trailer? Uh oh, it's a birthmark. What does it mean? He was born with it. Well, no shit. I think it's in the name.
Yeah, yeah,
Although she was
yeah.
going for the sarcasm, which I
It
guess
could be. It
did.
depends on the delivery, right? The delivery
Yeah, it
comes like,
depends.
he was
Yeah,
born
yeah.
with
The
it.
devil
Like,
in the trailer, it was kind of
yeah,
like off, but it might be, it might meant to be humorous. But I don't know. I think, I think they're also taking introducing some characters early enough in the mythos of Mortal Kombat. Like, you see Jax already there, and he looks fucking fantastic. Um, the Sub Zero, it doesn't look like the hero ninja, the ninja hero that we kind of
I would
expect
argue that he was
from the.
never. Yeah, he was never. If this is the first Sub Zero, like because remember
Yeah,
the
right,
Sub Zero
right,
that's after that is the brother, and I think
right,
he's where he wasn't a hero, but he was like one of your anti-heroes or something, whatever that
right.
mean. So he had good tendencies, but he still was an
Yeah.
assassin in the end. He still was Lin
Well,
Kuei, you know
yeah.
what I
I
mean?
mean, his name. Yeah.
Yeah, but the original. So if this seems to be more the original Sub Zero, who was just
He was just
he was an
cold,
assassin,
bro.
and yeah, exactly, he lived up to that name. And it's clear that him and him and Scorpion are going to have. That's gonna be what I want to see. I want to see the little tales. So here's where I think it would actually work really, really well, and that is, don't explain. You're making this for the fans. Fans know. You don't
Yeah.
have to sit there. You don't need exposition. You don't need to talk about the fucking whatever. I get it. You need to explain it in the story, because obviously people who don't know, I get that. But don't dwell too much on it, because that's
Right.
not your audience. Your audience is those who play this game, who know of its history, and just speak like you would, like, hey, this is just how it is. And include the little intricacies of the story, right? But the thing with Scorpion
Yeah.
and Sub Zero, I think Kano and Sonya were like enemies. So it looks like they're maybe working together here. So maybe that's something that later on becomes a thing in the film. We already know. So when it happens, we're going to be like, well, we saw it happening. Let's see it play out the way, let's see how they're going to make it play out. Liu Kang and Kung Lao. Kung Lao looks cool, dude. The hat
Cold
looks
out, look,
just like, yeah,
all their introductions sound
yeah,
like, oh yes.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just, I'm
They look
hearing,
good.
I'm hearing that song in Kato,
Yeah,
Johnny
yeah, yeah.
Cage. What's Johnny Cage in there? I didn't even
I didn't see
notice.
Johnny Cage, and I don't see him on the list. So
Hmm.
he's, yeah.
But we brought, Kung Lao and Boraicho. No, Boraicho was not there.
No, but here's the deal. Here's the
I
deal.
wouldn't be surprised though.
Here's where I think the angle that they're taking is like, look, in real life, would a movie star really, would they
Yeah.
join others? Yeah. So they could
Oh,
be
he's gonna
taking that
appear.
angle.
He will show.
He's
No
actually
doubt.
pretty. Yeah, he's actually a fan favorite in the in the games. He's actually pretty humorous,
Yeah.
from what I've seen. Cabal is in this. We have Melina is in this. I don't see Kitana, but
No, but you
Melina's
see
in it.
Melina. You see
Yeah,
Melina.
Melina's in it. Liu Kang, Jax, Sub Zero, Scorpion, Sonya, Kano, Kung Lao, we said, and then
Oh,
the
no,
new character
no.
Cole Young, which obviously I get it. You got to have an audience surrogate, somebody who's not familiar with the stuff, and so when things get explained, you can understand it's getting
You could
explained to the
become that.
newbie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. I'm like, okay, fine.
He's called the Rookie.
Yeah.
He will hereby be known as the Rookie,
from
or
now
the
on,
Sheriff.
Yeah, he is the Rook. We'll just call him the Rook.
The Rook.
So as much as I want it to be great, I want it to be great for what it is. Again, like I said, this is not going to be some,
It's not gonna be Oscar.
Epic, yeah, it's not gonna be like. I get that. I get what I get the source material, and the source material is already.
That's not what we're excited about. Exactly. Yeah. We're not excited about it becoming like, an extraordinary.
What I don't want is a repeat of Annihilation, and that's my issue. And to be fair, even the very first Mortal Kombat, we enjoy.
Let me tell you, Mortal Kombat has not aged well. I get that, but it's like the original Ninja Turtles. That movie was great for its time and for its audience.
The original Ninja Turtles still stands up to this day. I will have word. When's the last time you watched
it? This is where you lost all your cred.
It still stands up.
Okay, fine. Tell me the Secrets of the Ooze is not a pile of shit.
Secrets of the Ooze is a pile of shit, yes.
It is.
So is the Turtles in Time.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Turtles in the Past.
That doesn't exist. Turtles. No, I think it was Turtles in. No, it was not Turtles in Time.
Because Turtles in Time is the game.
Everybody called it that, of course.
Yeah.
Everybody called it that because they go to what is it? To
ancient Japan.
Asian Japan and
because they were all wearing like samurai gear. Yeah. I remember that.
Stupid, such a bad movie. God,
yeah, I agree. But the first one, I think the first one was actually. I think honestly, it still has. It still holds up to an extent. Obviously, we're talking 80s film, you know what I mean? So from to the max that you can get an 80s film going, like okay, like I can watch this the way I can watch like the Goonies or The Lost Boys, I can still enjoy that, you know what I mean? Even though those films, are a product of their time as well. But don't want from this movie though is the problem that again, Annihilation had, and that was now you've introduced a whole lot of characters. Now everybody has to have a little bit of a story, and then before you know it, and again, I get it. It's about the fighting. The good thing here is that hopefully they'll have
an Avengers type of thing. It could be, hey, he has an ensemble, but at the end, it's just it's just about the common goal. And if they can focus it like that,
as long as it's more Avengers and less Justice League, we're good.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're good.
Miss Twister, she's like, oh, we're watching this in the movie theater. So that should tell you the level.
Oh, wow.
It's like, oh, we're watching this in the movie theater. She had no expectation when I showed her. And we watched the original Mortal Kombat fairly recent. I want to say it was in the middle of the pandemic last year.
Last year. The middle of the pandemic. March day 302.
Exactly. PP post pandemic or pre-pandemic or no. But yeah, she's like, we risk COVID while we're watching it in the movie.
Fair enough.
She wants to see it with IMAX. I was like, wow,
Damn. I hope those.
It feels like the type of movie that could be a spectacle, even if at the end of the day it just be. Which, let's face it, it's fucking Mortal Kombat. Of course, it's gonna be campy. Come on, Of course, we're expecting that. But if it could deliver the spectacle, the action, I'm all right with that. All right, I'm telling you, man, I loved what I see. I loved everything, and I am not studying like who made it or who the actors are. That's why I was asking you to see about the actors. So.
No, don't know any of them. And again, that could be a good thing. And again, this is something that they may, like I said, they may suddenly become a franchise. It's possible, So.
Rob Schneider is. Kano.
All right. Rob Schneider. Okay. All right, let's get into some news. What I do have, I want to start off from the top. Earlier this week, Nintendo had a direct, which was 50 minutes long. And if you ask me, that was about 43 minutes too long. Just saying.
So they talk about Bayonetta. We're already gonna know Metro Prime 4, and then the rest was like the kiddie stuff, right? Is that how it is?
I'm just gonna fly through what they have, the big ones, for the most
Okay.
part, and the ones actually that I think personally are pretty interesting. First off, at the bat, they showed off Smash Brothers, new characters, Pyra and Mithra, which are from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Don't know them. Congratulations to anyone who is a fan of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. They will be available in March 2021. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 news was not shown off. Instead, the guy who was making it literally comes onto the thing and goes, "So you were probably thinking, seeing me, you're probably thinking there's some news about." Unfortunately, we have no news, and I'm just like, "So what the fuck are you
Hey,
doing
what
then?"
the fuck you doing there?
Yeah,
Get
what
the
the
hell
hell?
out!
Yeah.
Like
So
stupid ass.
apparently, the news that he had to share was that they are releasing Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, announced for Switch, and that's coming on July 16th of 2021. Of course, there will be a Skyward Sword themed Joy-Con as well, which will be available. Mario Golf Super Rush was announced. This is probably one of mine. And I'm like, yes, kind of want in on that. Always like the old Mario Golf games. That's announced for June 25th, 2021. Star Wars Hunters, not much is known about that, although it is an online multiplayer game by Zynga. And that's also coming to Nintendo.
Then
Yeah,
nothing was going off
exactly.
then.
Yeah, exactly. You feel me, bro. You feel me. Splatoon 3 was announced, but that's
Oh,
unfortunately not coming until 2022. So I don't know why it was even shown off here. Um, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout is also coming to Switch this summer. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity has an expansion pass that's been announced, and they showed off a little bit of that and what the timeline of the stuff that they're showing. The Ninja Gaiden Master Collection was announced for Switch. It's not just Switch for the record, but they did announce it there. This includes Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, and Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. The collection will be released June 10th.
Stain on it. Yikes. I mean, that's just when like on the first one, on the very top, on the first one, they nailed it. Might as well have been a 10. Actually, it almost won, and then they released Ninja Gaiden Black, and then it actually became a 10. And then they did Sigma, and it was already still that high because that game is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
For its time.
Sigma 2?
And then
What about Sigma 2?
Sigma 2 was a little lesser, I would say, but I still liked it. I still enjoyed it quite a bit. It kind of lost its magic, the magic that the original one had. Like my favorite has always been Ninja Gaiden Black.
Okay.
And then Ninja Gaiden 3 was like that. That's where they just screwed the pooch
Razor's
at that
Edge.
point.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was bad. It had time. What called? Do you remember that era where everybody would do?
Button presses, QTEs?
Yeah, QTEs. Yeah,
Mhm.
QTEs. And so like,
Quick time events. Yeah.
What the hell do you want? Why is this on my Ninja Gaiden game? It did not review very well. I have pre-ordered it. Actually, I had it on the way from Amazon, and I just go FedEx. Back in the day, it was FedEx. I was like, nope, just return to sender. Return to sender. I do not want this. Do not leave it at my house, please.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Like it or not, it's part of the collection. So Sigma 2, and Razor's Edge.
I think Itagaki was gone by that time. Itagaki, the original,
the main dude,
director or producer or creator or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then his protege is the one that took over. Well, he helped on Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma, but the groundwork was already there. It was already like Ninja Gaiden 2 existed already, so
Hmm.
there was nothing for him to screw it up. And then he left, and the guy, I don't even remember his name, is the person that took the reins of Ninja Gaiden 3, and that's, yeah, forget it.
That's where we're
That
at.
that 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 series died a painful death
Yeah,
afterwards.
we'll see if
Yeah,
it ever
because
comes back.
they did. They did. They tried to do.
Well, I mean, it comes back good. Not
Oh,
Yaiba. We don't need it, Yaiba.
yeah,
I mean, actually, a good
yikes!
iteration. Yeah,
Or like
yeah,
yikes!
yeah. After Sekiro, though, I don't know. I don't know if it'll even stand up the.
Is
You
Sekiro,
know,
is it that type of game? I thought Sekiro was kind of like more slow and meticulous, because Ninja Gaiden is a action hack and slash.
I mean, yeah, yeah. Ninja Gaiden is more like Devil May Cry and Bayonetta,
Yeah,
that type of quick whatever.
yeah,
But what
I
I'm
like
saying,
that.
and maybe that'll fit in considering how well Devil May Cry 5 was received and all that.
Mhm.
I just don't know with what I mean by Sekiro was not a slow paced game, nowhere near like any of the other Souls games or whatever. It was a fast paced game, not as fast paced or lightning pace as I should say as the Sigma series, but I'm just saying I feel like the opportunity may have passed by, but you never know. But it has to have the right hands. So anyway, the rest of announcements, Super Mario themes stuff are coming to Animal Crossing New Horizons this month. Nintendo 3DS title Miitopia also arriving to the Switch May 2021. The Outer Wilds coming this summer to Switch. Two Famicom detective games coming to Switch. Samurai Warriors 5 headed to Switch this summer. Legend of Mana Remastered coming to the Nintendo Switch. No specific date. They did show off the new Monster Hunter Rise trailer, and I gotta say, kind of like what I saw. So that's actually set to release March 26th. So it's actually right around the corner. Tales of the Borderlands announced for Nintendo Switch. That's coming also March 24th. Capcom Arcade Stadium Surprise is actually available the day that this actually the direct happened, which has today has a bunch of Capcom old school games in there, including like Street Fighter 2, Ghosts and Goblins, that type of thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool.
it's actually pretty cool. Stubbs the Zombie is coming March 2021,
Oh
and
my god,
sir,
that's an
let me tell
Xbox.
you, they did nothing to that game. Okay, when I saw that trailer, I was like, "This is embarrassing." They did nothing. They literally just said, "Here, took it from here, put it here. That's it.
It's
No updates, nothing."
it's gonna be it basically the remaster, not even a remastering. It's just, here's the game. It runs on Switch now. It probably runs better, or it surely does, because
Yep,
I think the game was from Xbox.
way back in
Xbox
the day. Way back in the day.
I want to say probably. Yeah.
Yeah. One announcement I did like, and actually there's a demo available already right now, and I'm actually going to go probably download. I'm not going to play it, but I'm going to download it just so I can have it. Project Triangle Strategy, which is a horrible name, but this is from the makers of Octopath Traveler. So it has that very awesome 2D, 3D look that Octopath Traveler had, but this is a much more strategy game, very similar to Tactics, like Final Fantasy Tactics, or those type of old school strategy games, and it looks really nice. It looks like it plays really well. I haven't played a strategy game since the Banner Saga, so it's been a while. Yeah.
Oh, you
So,
play 13 Sentinels.
Sentinels. Yeah, but with 13 Sentinels, this game looks way more traditional a strategy game. 13 Sentinels a little bit more. It's turn based in that sense, but there is a little real time to it. So whenever you get to it, you'll see what I mean. But anyway, where did I leave off? Sorry. No More Heroes 3 arriving on Switch August 2021. So that's another one I was excited for. Yep. Neon White was announced for Nintendo Switch. It's a weird card-based battle game. DC Superhero Girls Teen Power. Nothing for me there. Plant vs. Zombies Battle for the Neighborville Complete Edition coming to Switch. Knockout City is a dodgeball multiplayer game. Very, I don't know. Didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Looked very Fortnite-ish, and I was like, nope, I'm out. The World's End Clubs arriving. This is some game that, regarding I don't know. Didn't catch my attention that long. So Bravely Default 2 had this final trailer, and that game looks really freaking good, for the record.
Yeah, highly anticipated. It has its fan base.
Yeah. Saga Frontier Remastered was revealed, and that's actually coming out April 15th, 2021. By the way, Bravely Default 2 is available on the 26th, so that we only have a week left on that one. Wow. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection release date trailer. This is actually coming on the 25th, so that's actually 6 days from now.
I'm excited about that one. Yeah,
you like that?
I want to see that. I've always loved Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah,
ridiculously hard games, obviously, and I have never gotten even close to maybe half of the part of the stages sometimes. But I don't know. I had good memories, good childhood memories with that game. Even though some might say the opposite, because that game was just a quarter muncher.
That it was.
Yeah.
Final 2, Apex Legends. Obviously, we already know it's coming to Switch. They showed off a new trailer, and Hades Physical Edition announced for Nintendo Switch. This physical edition will be available March 19th. And that is really all. So a lot of trailers. Nothing that really knocked you out. And
because we have video, we're going to show them to you right now.
Mysteriously, no Metroid Prime 4, no Bayonetta 3. I don't know, bro.
This was a waste of time. This was a colossal waste of time, basically, as almost every other Nintendo Direct is.
Wow.
That's not true.
Wow.
But I'm not happy. I am not happy because I
wasn't happy either. I'll tell you that much. I was not.
Well, also, okay, so they are working on it, and Camilla did came in last at the beginning of the year and said, "We're gonna have news, hopefully this year," which kind of made me nervous.
I mean, this year we're still in the beginning of this year, so
yeah. But for news, and then hopefully it's almost like, okay, how far away is this fucking game now? Because you announced it like in 2016 or 17, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. So. What's up with that? But you done with?
I am, sir. What you got?
All right. Well, evidently this was happening. BlizzCon is happening, and I didn't even know that was the thing. That was being a thing. Of course, the BlizzCon is the digital event, because obviously they're not gathering. But there were some announcements. I'm not gonna go in detail through all of them. I'm not sure if we have many people in the group that are super excited about World of Warcraft, for example. Although its player base is still up there. But I did see that they did announce for World of Warcraft Classic, for WoW Classic, the Burning Crusade Classic, which will have more changes than the original WoW Classic had. But the Burning Crusade, for those who don't know, was the very first expansion released for World of Warcraft.
The original WoW, WoW.
The original WoW, yeah. And I guess one of the main reasons why they decided to have the classic is because a lot of people was not liking how World of Warcraft was turning into a very like it used to be a very I don't want to use the term a very hardcore game, but it used to be a game that you needed to spend a lot of time on and know a lot of things about, and little by little, as more and more people join, they kind of made it more accessible. Mm-hmm. And I guess the original the fans of the hardcoreness of WoW, if we can call it that. Well, actually, we can't call it that because it's pretty
I would
legit.
say that's an apt description.
Um, they were just playing. They were playing WoW on on pirate servers.
Hmm.
People will spin up emulated servers, and people will play and not pay anything. And Blizzard saw that as an opportunity to, hey, maybe we can actually cash in. A lot of people have been asking us to do this, and I feel like a lot of people asked for it, but maybe not that many are playing right now. But at least it has its following,
Yeah.
and it has enough people to where they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna continue developing this, and we have the World of Warcraft as it is right now with the story and with the whole world completely changed, and you wouldn't recognize it for what it was originally because it's completely changed. And then we have, the classic, which yes, we're gonna bring a lot of the uh, quality of life advancements to it. We're not gonna leave the game unpatched,
Hmm.
but we're gonna keep that difficulty, that accessibility is gonna be more tuned to what it was originally, which was fairly accessible if you spend the time and you want to delve on it. And I like that. I like the fact that they're doing that. To be honest, uh,
Agree.
they also announced the no surprise, the Rogue is coming to PlayStation, to PlayStation, to Diablo 4, Diablo, as a playable character. The Rogue, who was a playable character in Diablo 1, joins the Druid, the Barbarian, and the Sorceress. Uh, One of the characters is left to announce, so they still have another one for Diablo 4. And they talked about Overwatch 2. Uh, uh, I'm not gonna go on the details of it, but in general, it says Overwatch 2 didn't get a release date or word on the beta at BlizzCon 2021, but a behind-the-scenes panel revealed a huge number of new details, expanded information, and in-game progress experiments from the game's team. We know the game won't arrive until 2021, but wait, yeah, it's gonna arrive this year, sometime later on. No, sorry, it won't arrive in 2021. My bad, my bad. Uh, but director Jeff Kaplan and his team make clear just how much work has gone into the game so far, revealing that right now we can sit down and have a night of Overwatch 2. The new details including new maps, a huge upgrade to the PvE hero progression, a new campaign, story details, a major overhaul experiment for PvP, and much, much more. If you guys go to IGN, which is where I'm reading this from, it has a breakdown of everything. The two new maps, for example, that they're showcasing, the hero mode, actually a new hero character, uh, the campaign details, all that stuff. So if you're into that, you might still have to wait a little bit because it's still it seems like it's still at least a year away.
Sure.
But this one I saw, and it got me excited actually to see it into fruition. Even though I'm not gonna get it because it's an Activision game and fuck Activision. Uh, and that to me, I respect whoever is buying Call of Duties and stuff like that. That's cool. That's good on you. Diablo 2 Resurrected officially announced. Uh,
Oh, resurrected.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The Blizzard Entertainment and Vicarious Visions, the former Activision Blizzard subsidiary that was recently folded into Blizzard Powered, proper, I should say, have announced Diablo 2 Resurrected, the rumored remaster of the 2000 action RPG classic. It is due out in 2021 for PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and probably the toaster that you have in your kitchen, Mad Dog. It will include all the content from the Lord of Destruction expansion pack, including the Assassin and the Druid player classes. The announcement was a cinematic moment of BlizzCon 2021, also known as BlizzCon Line. Blizzard's virtual celebration of its
No.
company's game and community after the COVID-19 pandemic caused the cancellation of last year's event. Let's see. Uh, Diablo 2 Resurrected has a modern 3D layer on top of that. It features particle-based rendering, dynamic lighting, and where appropriate, upgraded visuals and sound. On PC, PlayStation 5, and Series X, the remaster will run at 4K 60 FPS. Awesome. PC will also support ultra widescreen monitors and gamepad. Awesome.
Nice.
Um, the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 family of consoles, along with Nintendo Switch, would run at a lower resolution. No word on frame rate. Uh, cross Cross progression will be supported on any platform that chooses to enable it, according to Blizzard. Uh, and there's a lot more information here. Well, not in specifics of the game itself, but just reminding you how the original Diablo had uh, a resolution of 800 by 600, I believe it was, and that was the high resolution back
Damn.
then.
Yeah.
And I remember the game looking awesome. That game, I mean, I look at it now, and because the trailer, luckily, it does have gameplay, and I like what I saw. Like it looked. I like what I saw, but obviously, it's going to remind you of Diablo 3
Mhm.
because yes, they're gonna remaster Diablo 2. I mean, what else can they do with those graphics? Uh, and also they're not gonna try to make it as pretty or better, obviously not, than Diablo 4, because Diablo 4 is Diablo 4. But it looked nice. It looked very smooth. I like the idea of cross progression. Um, I like the retail price. I think it's 19.99 for everything. And Diablo it's quite a meaty game, Diablo 2.
Yeah.
And some might argue that it is, as far as the structure of the game um, and the loot and all that. Uh, it was some might argue that it's better than Diablo 3.
Okay.
Uh, I remember having tons of fun with that. With Diablo 2. It was definitely one of my favorite games of that era. And that soundtrack is epic. It is. Blizzard soundtracks have always been very, very good, but the Blizzard of that era has soundtracks that they used a lot of like string instruments.
Hmm.
They brought a lot of string instruments to it, and
Orchestral. Yeah.
yeah, well, it was. Actually, it was less orchestral because orchestral to me sounds cinematic, like bombastic moments, and these ones were more subdued with just kind of like relaxing in the right places, but also very foreboding in some areas, especially when you will go into the catacombs and stuff like that. It
Mhm.
was eerie. The sound of it was always eerie, and I just freaking love it. One of my favorite tunes will always be the tune that plays where you're in Tristram on Diablo on Diablo 2, and when you revisit Tristram on Diablo 3, actually you kind of go back at one moment and it throws that same music, and it is phenomenal. So
Nice.
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I have an ongoing boycott of Activision because Activision is just it's a dirty company. I don't want to give them money. I want to give
I
them
hear
money.
you.
So
I hear you. You know, a company you do want to give money to more and
CD
more and
Projekt
more
Red.
often. Hello Games, newest
Oh, hello,
update
game.
for No Man's Sky. It's going to let space
My
explorers
God.
tame, train, and breed alien life forms as pets. They can even speak to those pets as part of the game's new Companions update.
Oh my
No
God.
Man's Sky new alien companions each have their own personality and attributes. Players can breed their pets as they'll pass on genetic and physical traits. Players can also trade pets with other players. Oh, there, my friend, is where the thing really explodes. Up to 6 pets can be stored by default, but players can secure more storage slots by spending nanites. The update effectively adds a procedurally generated Pokemon layer to Hello Games' space
Holy
simulation.
audio.
Yeah, I know. The best part, you can put your alien companions to work. They'll mine for resources, hunt for other creatures, mark hazards, and more. Players will have to care for these space pets, which require food and attention. Giant pets can also be ridden. So yeah, this is
Nice.
for full breakdown. Check out No Man's Sky Companion Update version 3.2 to see the extent of this game that just keeps on giving at this point. You know what I mean? It's
I
become
would
it's
I
become
never
a
would have.
joke. But the joke now is more, dear Lord, guys, enough. You've done enough. We're fine. This is
The game is
yeah,
great. It's a
yeah.
10 out of 10 right now. All right, you wanted to hear that? It
It's
is.
an
It's
11
just
out of 11 out of 10 at this point. You know, So, yeah,
I
it's
I
ridiculous.
imagine I just picture in my head the entire development team uh trying on one room, just trying to enter the room where Sean Mary is still coding like crazy, and they're like, "Sean, please get out, man, stop! You done enough. The game is good. The reviews are out." And he's like, "They call me a liar. They call me a thief. I gotta make the
Yeah,
game. Gotta make the
yeah.
game good.
He probably
I'll
got
show them. I'll show
haunted
you."
by the. Cause
Oh,
remember, they
dude.
went quiet. They went really quiet after
Yeah,
everything happened, and all they said, I think, at that point was like, we're working on addressing the issues or something like that.
yeah.
And then by the time they came and said something, it was an apology. It was a lot of this, and they went right back to work again.
It,
And they haven't stopped. And that was it, 3 years now. And
I was.
they just won best ongoing game. Something I don't even think they were
Yeah, yeah.
expecting. You know what I mean? So
and
yeah,
and and it's not and all all these things, and you're getting them for free. They're not charging extra for any of this extra
free update. Yeah.
expansions, that would, I think it would deserve 9.99 to 24.99, depending on the type of, when you see the type of expansion that they have brought us. And I applaud their passion. Obviously, we always say, it's, we can look at it, you, let's say you messed up your release. The chance that you have right now is to show how you fix it, how you stand up from this, how you're not kept down and they just decide to be like, okay, well, this game was a disaster, and we decided that it's not feasible anymore for us to be uh, dedicating resources to it, so let's just cut off our losses, like an EA or an Activision would do in a case like this. And it's where all the eyes are right now on CD Projekt Red. On like, well, dude, you like super mega fucked up the release of the most anticipated game you have ever had.
Yeah.
It was a colossal disappointment,
Yep.
of a failure, when it comes to bugs and glitches and mess and the state of that game. Um, but now you have the opportunity to make right and to make it into something, and who knows? I mean, this might be this good. They have a chance to No Man's Sky it, in a way. But just like No Man's Sky has its detractors right now, that they're looking at all this and being like, yeah, this is all nice and good, but I'm just not gonna get it. I'm just not gonna play it because yeah, they burned me already. I tried it the first time and I didn't like it, and I don't see any reason to come back. They're not gonna believe that, you
Mm.
know. And we got you, Mad Dog, for example, with CD Projekt Red's uh with Cyberpunk, where you're like, I probably will never end up playing this game.
Yeah,
After all,
yeah,
it feels like it's late. It feels like it's too late.
yeah.
Even
That's
even
exactly what
even
it
if
is.
they
Yeah.
will fix it, it's probably gonna be late. So
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
okay, yeah, yeah.
Push your next piece.
Uh, I got the next piece and I lost the next piece, but I immediately found it again because that's my story. I fall down and then I stand up. Uh, Bungie expands its studio. Man, they're making quite an expansion actually. They partly to create non-Destiny games. Bungie has started an expansion of its studio headquarters, with a facility being built to focus partly on creating games that aren't Destiny. The news was revealed in a press release from Bungie, which revealed the expansion. The land expansion will increase Bungie's headquarters footprint from 84,000 square feet to more than 208,000 square feet, uh, estimated to be completed by fall of 2022. That Destiny money, man. It's yeah, they're banking on that Destiny money.
There they
Activision
are.
is I bet they're not that happy. Estimated to be completed by fall of 2022, like I said. The move is part of Bungie's commitment to long-term development of Destiny 2. The studio also plans to use the new space to quote tell new stories in the Destiny universe and create entirely new world to be announced IPs. End quote. Particularly, Bungie plans to bring at least one new IP to market before 2025. Back in June of 2020, job listings were found suggesting the studio's new IP will be comedic and feature whimsical characters. I don't know about that. As reported by PC Games N, Bungie filed a trademark for something called Matter back in 2018, which may be related to this new IP. Kind of reminds me of when Halo ODST came out, and
Mm.
they were already talks about Bungie's next IP and how it was codenamed. I think it was actually codenamed Destiny, or was it? Hold on, was it Destiny or was it called? What's the name of that ball? The
The
was it?
ball. Oh,
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. The Traveler.
the travel. No, yeah, but it was not called. I think it was Destiny. I think some
Mm.
or some your Destiny away, so some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I think there's a
I thought it was
poster
the
on
Destiny thing. I
ODST
didn't know it was.
that had yeah, that had that reference, and yeah, I mean, I do want to see them work on something different because I mean, it's Bungie. Obviously, they are a talented team. I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised with seeing what they have been able to do with Destiny 2 and how they're supporting it. I mean, considering it's their lifeline right now, but how they have, they have kept its player base, or people that have been coming back.
Yep,
Um,
they have.
Meanwhile, the division is stuck in the dark ages. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow. Uh, all right. I only have two little pieces left, so I'm just gonna throw them
Throw
out
them
here
in.
real quick.
All right.
So, For Honor announces. Excuse me, Ubisoft has announced that Year 5 of For Honor kicks off on March 11th for all platforms with an
This is year
unexpected
five.
crossover event featuring items themed after Yacht Club's Shovel Knight.
Ah,
So yeah,
nice.
from now
I like
until
that.
March 4th, For Honor players can dress their characters in a bunch of Shovel Knight themed content. This includes emotes, mood effects, outfits, ornaments, and symbols. Each piece will be available in the in-game store for anywhere between 10,000 to 20,000 steel. I don't know what the money translation is on that. Then starting on March 11th, For Honor Year 5 begins, called the Year of the Covenant. The new season continues a narrative arc that began in Year 4. And of course, if you know about that, then you know the arc they are referring to. And my last piece is more of a piece on weird stuff. Fans of the iconic movie line, "Who are you? I'm Batman." From the movies, the 1989 one, that is, of Batman, can look forward to the sequel. But of course, the sequel will be in the form of a comic book.
Yeah,
So yeah, so
I
uh,
saw
so
that.
yeah, and not just that. Also, Richard Donner's Superman the movie will continue in a comic form this July. So Tim Burton's Batman, Richard Donner's Superman will have its own spin-off sequel series. Batman called Batman 89 is what that
That's awesome.
yeah, and then Superman 78. So
I love it.
that's it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna
I
lie,
might
it's pretty
actually
cool.
go back. I might actually get the digital comic on that because
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
to see that.
Yeah, so
Uh,
both will debut with 6 digital chapters each on July 7th, followed by new chapters of each book for 6 additional weeks. The chapters will roll out on printed comics between August and October, then wind up on hardcover collections in time for the holidays. That's where I come in. I will come
that's
in
where
for the
you come
hardcover.
in. I want to get into. I want to get into comics. I never got deep into it. Uh, and lately I've just been hearing some amazing stories, like mostly from you. Actually, you tell me. Uh,
The Court of Owls.
no, huh?
So good. The Court of Owls. So good.
Yes, yes. For
Batman
example,
Court of Owls. Yeah, yeah.
when you told me about the Cut of Owl and others, stories that it's like I've always like alternate stuff. What better
Yeah.
way to get alternates
Yeah,
than just
exactly.
read
Exactly. Yeah.
each different, different comic and see that and hearing this about Batman '89, like I'm all pawns on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need I need to get that. Do you do the digital or have you done them? Like I don't
Yeah.
know how's that experience.
That's actually how
Uh,
I read Court of Owls the first time.
Oh
Digital.
wow,
Yeah. Yeah. DC. It's something specific. I don't know. It's not. It's. I want to
I
say it
don't.
was a DC specific app that I had, and I
Uh,
probably still have it. I had it on my old phone and never actually transferred over to my new phone. But the service I still own, and I still own those. I can just go back and get them. But yeah, they're actually not bad. And the way it works, the frame, like it'll like when you hit next, it'll do the next frame perfectly
uh,
onto your phone and everything, and then and then it'll back out if it's like a full splash shot, you know what I mean, and or splash page, and yeah, it's
nice,
pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I dig it.
nice. I think I want to do that for most and to go back. I mean, I'll have an endless supply of interesting,
Oh,
fascinating
for
stories.
sure.
I bet.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Um, Here's an interesting, fascinating story that got me a little confused, actually. Xbox new FPS boost feature can double frame rates for backward compatible games. Part that gets me confused is I thought the next gen consoles were already doing that in a way.
That's what I thought.
Uh, yeah, Watch Dogs 2 will be among the first games to get FPS boost feature. Playing older games on the new generation of consoles is almost always better thanks to the improved power. But
Yeah.
Microsoft is taking things a step further with a new feature called FPS Boost for the Xbox Series X and S. Ooh, and the S also. Interesting. FPS Boost will provide a frame rate increase for certain backward compatible Xbox One titles when when played on current generation Xbox consoles, doubling or quadrupling the game's original frame rates. Wait a minute. Uh, what was that? FPS Boost will provide a frame rate increase for certain backward compatible Xbox titles when played on current generation Xbox. Oh, that's right, because X current generation. This generation we at. The next generation is the current generation. I got confused there. Sorry. See, this story got me all confused. FPS Boost will initially be available for 5 games: Far Cry 4, uh, New Super Lucky's Tale, Sniper Elite 4, EA Sports UFC 4, and Watch Dogs 2. The frame rate for each of those games will be significantly increased, according to Microsoft, which means 60 frames per second in the case of UFC 4, or all the way up to 120 frames per second for New Super Lucky's Tale. Well, that's right, because that game runs off 60 already. Microsoft said Wednesday in a Xbox Wire post that the company partnered closely with developers to enhance the experience while maintaining the game's original intent for titles that support FPS Boost. Once the new feature goes live, players will be able to open the Manage Game option and find a new menu called Compatibility Options, where no, here players can turn on features like Auto HDR and FPS Boost if it's available in the game they're playing. Meanwhile, a small icon will let player know if FPS Boost is on once they press the Nexus button. What the hell is the Nexus button? Is that what they call it, the X button now, or the Nexus button? Oh man,
Oh, you talking about the
I'm
button that's in the middle, like the X, whatever
the
circle
X,
X,
yeah, not the X button, but the X button.
the Nexus button. Wow.
Microsoft doesn't have any firm release date for Xbox for the FPS Boost yet, but it does mention that it was scheduled to be part of this year's spring console update. On top of our release date, players can look forward to announcements from new games that will support FPS Boost in the coming months. So it seems to me like the idea behind it is, actually, I have no idea. I thought the games were already taking advantage. Or are they not on Xbox? I feel like that would be a huge thing. People will be talking about that
Well, I
if it
think
was
that
not.
yeah, I think what they originally said is that there would be an improvement in playing them. They didn't actually have any bars set like where they're going to be playing like this. It is just like no, it'll play at an improved rate on this thing, and so I think that's what they originally said. And so now it's like, okay, these whatever titles they're referring to in this particular article are going to benefit from these specific updates that they're going to run at this particular frame rate or this particular resolution or whatever the update is. So,
But I thought
because
that was
yeah,
happening already. It's certainly it's weird, but maybe it's because it. I mean, it's the Xbox owners get it because they already know they're on the ecosystem. They know exactly what they're talking about. But I mean, certainly on PlayStation 5, not every game is getting enhanced. God of War got recently enhanced because guess what? That game, the only time that it ran at 60, and I didn't know this until I saw it on Data Foundry. The only time that it ran at 60 was when it was completely unpatched. If you own the disc version and you never patched it, that's when it will originally allowing you to play at 60 because it had uncapped frame rates. But then later patches cap the frame rate so that it'll be more consistent on
mhm.
the on the PlayStation 4, obviously.
But
But
they also didn't get
then
any of those
it
updates.
kind of
So
capped it. It had the captive for PlayStation 5, so you will put it and you're like, okay, so it's not doubling it like it's doing on. So, but again, it's like it doesn't feel like a feature that should be like a marketing name because Sony's just doing it. Or am
mhm.
I wrong? I mean, obviously they're doing something extra.
No,
They're doing some extra stuff on under the hood. For example, the Auto HDR can bring some games. without having to like mess with the code, can bring some games to a whole new level of fidelity, not fidelity, but the colors. Because I mean, you're adding high dynamic
Range.
resolution range. Thank you. Range, yeah, because it's a range of colors. Now that doesn't mean that every game looks better with that. Some games actually look worse, and you don't
Yeah, I was
want to
gonna
turn
say.
that
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, but I don't know. I don't know why they need to be. I'd rather have it to where it's like, okay, yes, it's gonna play a double, or no, this game doesn't have any suck. Like Yakuza, I'm
And
looking
it's
at you,
garbage. Yeah.
and it's garbage.
And
Yes,
it's garbage.
all games garbage. Hold on. Might actually have another PCP. Where is it? I already spoke about. Oh, this is just a PSA. I mean, if you guys receive an email from that claims to be from Ubisoft, inviting you to a Far Cry 6 beta, uh, don't respond to it. Don't open it.
Wow.
Just delete it. It's a phishing scam. There's no Far Cry 6 beta uh, being announced right now.
Hmm.
Obviously, people will want to take advantage.
For sure. Yeah.
Uh, I don't have anything else as far as news, but I was kind of reminded now that I just as I was passing the news, I saw this. Uh, Before we started the podcast, and you were like, "Dude, I'm ready." Like you sent me that emoji of you waiting, and I was looking at Gamers Nexus. Was one of my favorite YouTubers, and he was showing this cooler for the PlayStation 5 that was the coolers that they will sell for like the PlayStation 3 and maybe the 4 had it also, where third parties will come in and will slap a couple of extra fans to the back of some adapter thingy that you will put on the back of the console. It's supposed to like
Hmm.
to cool it. Uh, well, they released that the version for the PlayStation 5, except that it is the most moronic thing that you can buy, and it is completely. It does not only does it do the complete opposite of what it says that it's supposed to do, which is to cool the console. Not only it makes it hotter, literally.
So it's a heater more than it is anything else.
Well, and they will not be lying because the box itself, the translation on the box is so poor that it actually says that it'll heat up your console. Like literally.
Wow.
The translation of it is so poorly made that it does say on the box that it heats that it'll heat it. So I don't know if this product is like a gag or something. I mean, there are two coolers he was testing, and it's Gamer Nexus, so he's doing like Digital Foundry levels of testing where he's disassembling the thing, and he's using like special imagery to showcase how heat travels to the console and whatnot. Even though consoles are not the specialty, it's mostly PCs and hardware and stuff like that. But the product was so ridiculous that he just had to show it because he was the person. For those who don't know, he was the person that first uh, discover or the word got out that the that certain memories that are located in the lower part of the PlayStation 5, they run unusually hotter than what they're rated to run,
Hmm.
and that could become a problem. I haven't heard of any major issues.
Not yet.
I've heard that some companies, I heard that the memory companies could do like a waiver, kind of like saying, "Oh yeah, we know that this is running out of our specs, but it's fine." I've heard that, and there's suspicion that maybe that's what they did because I mean those the memory temperatures on those things could get up to 90 degrees, uh, and people got concerned about that, us included. So people are thinking like, "Well, wait, I can buy an adapter, put it in the
Cooler.
back with fans," except that you can put the adapter fans in the bottom, kind of like like a stand.
Mhm.
Take out the stand and put your console on top of this thing. Look at your console when you take out the stand. It doesn't have any holes at the bottom of it. It's all plastic.
All
So the
sealed at the
fan,
bottom.
yes, at the very bottom where you're supposed to put the stand, there's no holes in it. So the fans are hitting nothing. I guess.
That sounds like a gag. Yeah, that has to be.
And worst come to worst. So that's by the way, $40 for this thing.
Wow.
$40. Uh, the other one is a smaller adaptation that you actually put on the back, and it clips very elegantly. I will even say, it clips on the back of your console, and it's running at full speed the entire time. It has the fans facing the wrong place, facing backwards. So it's basically taking what should be the exhaust of the PlayStation and forcing air actively back into the PlayStation. That hot air that the PlayStation is trying to get rid of, these fans are pushing the air back inside the console. So he did some testing and he found out that the console runs up to 10 or 11 degrees hotter with this cooler on.
Wow.
And it was, I mean, I was looking at this whole thing, and of course he has a way of delivering something that I find hilarious, and I was just laughing. It's like, come on, if you are a PlayStation 5 owner and this is one of the accessories you decide to just buy for it, you don't deserve that PlayStation 5. You should actually give it to someone that will not hurt it as bad.
That is insane. I mean, if they buy a cooler thinking it's supposed to be a cooler, that said, if you look at it and you go, there's something weird about how this hooks up, and why is it
I think
pointing the wrong way? And
the audience will not know. The audience is targeted. They're not gonna know. They're thinking that they're doing the biggest, excuse me, the biggest favor of cooling the thing. And not to mention, things are loud. They're
oh,
louder than
worse.
any console has ever been loud on. So you have a loud fan that you're putting on your PlayStation or several ones, making the whole thing be loud enough with it. And now, on top of that, the console has to ramp up its fans
Its
because
own
it is
internal fan, yeah.
suffering there.
You're
So
suffocating it, yeah.
the whole thing was
That is insane.
hilarious. I was dying, bro. I was like, no, no, no. I'll post the link on the
Please,
group
please,
so that
I want to check this out because that's
it is a
pretty
it
freaking
should be a
hilarious. Yeah.
warning. It should be a warning. It's hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, guys, we'll be right back with our hot topic. And we're back. It is, of course, time for our hot topic of the week.
Hot topic.
Hot topic again, guys, is games we feel need the next gen upgrade. So to sort of clear the air here a bit, so we understand we're all on the same page as to what we're talking about. We don't mean remakes. We don't mean remasters. We mean games that are already pretty much delivering the fidelity for the most part that we're looking for, but probably at a lower level and can use a 60 frames per second, can use maybe 4K. And sure, if possible, if it's a game that would greatly, improve because of it. Maybe a little, a little ray tracing in there to boot. you know, um,
little HDR, little ray tracing,
a
little
little ray tracing.
modernizing.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
know,
exactly.
yeah,
So we both
little
have just a list
enhancements.
enhancement. Yeah, we
This
both
this
have a.
this. I'm sorry. I
No,
was
you
just
good?
gonna say this is probably one of the hardest topics for me to do a little bit of research on, just because A, I left it for the last second, and B, and number B, there's a lot of games out there that are, as when you play them on next gen consoles, they already look great. The conversion's almost done because the game already looked good. Say for example, Ghost of Tsushima, the game already looked good on PlayStation 4. You're putting it on PlayStation 5, and now you have that fidelity, but with the 60 frames per second. What else could you ask? Well, sure, you can ask for some, maybe some, like you mentioned, ray tracing perhaps. uh that game has HDR already, but that's what I'm saying. It's already good. It's already great looking. I don't think it benefits that much from spending more time and resources on just adding ray tracing. I mean, certainly they'll be most welcome,
Yeah,
but
well, again, it's just really does. So when we look at Ghost of Tsushima only plays that way on PlayStation 5.
right.
So this was I assume this was an upgrade, because I don't think did you just take the PlayStation 4 one, throw it into the PlayStation 5, suddenly it's there and it's playing at that. I think there has
That's
to
what I
be
thought.
the.
I mean,
I don't think so. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I don't think that's exactly. Maybe the load times and all that stuff. But to be
there
at
has to be some
60,
work.
to be locked, there has to be something that they're
Yeah,
putting in.
there has to be
Yeah,
a patch,
correct.
a basic patch, for controlling. Yeah, you're right, for controlling that timing and all that. But just making a patch to put a cap on frame rate and let the PlayStation 5 brute force the graphics. It's that's kind of easy. That's not a difficult. That's not
You would
a.
assume, but then
I
again,
would assume, right,
not everybody's doing. Not every game is. We just right off the air
right.
just found out that The Last of Us 2, one of the biggest games of PlayStation 4, doesn't have that. And there
Right.
was rumors of it back in November, and here we are, February 20th, and we still don't have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's still not even an announcement of it. We did just get God of War, which wasn't
True.
even announced, wasn't even rumored. Just whoop out of nowhere. Hey, here you go,
Yeah.
60 frames and all this goodness.
Yeah. And I
So
think
yeah,
that I'm starting to understand more now the uh when I spoke about the news of Xbox FPS boost, and I was a little confused with, aren't consoles doing this already? No, actually, it turns out that it's not. It's, some, games need to be prepared for that, and I was assuming, just because most of the stuff that I put so far has worked that way, that the console was just brute forcing the doubling of the frame rate. But you're
hmm
right, it does need to get some work done, and I guess the difference is that Microsoft is touting it as a feature with its own icon and stuff like that. And in the case of Sony, they're just putting it out there, like they did with God of War, like they did with Ghost of Tsushima, and like they're, hopefully, I will expect them to do with Last of Us 2. I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
we would expect. Yeah. So
Does
we
that
have a
mean
list here. Huh?
does that mean Uncharted 4 doesn't have, like, if I throw Uncharted 4, it'll probably
I have
be run.
Uncharted Collection on my list because I'm like, hey,
That runs at 50. That surely runs at 60, because he was 60. The collection was 60 already,
this
right?
collection was that? So that was PlayStation 3
I,
then.
I thought that was, yeah, the collect yeah,
So you're probably right.
yeah,
I would hope that that's running at 60 on PlayStation 4. But yeah,
4, yeah.
we'll throw Uncharted 4 on there. So anyway, we have a list here of a couple of games, And you know what? We'll throw Uncharted there, and we'll start with that one. Uncharted 4.
There you go. That's
And
mine.
even
That's mine. I claimed that one.
and you know what? If we're already there, we'll do Uncharted Legacy as well.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Those
Yes.
are some major games. I mean, that's some top tier, major games out of the PlayStation 4 library. Where if you missed it, hey, Uncharted 4, I would believe would have, if I'm not mistaken, isn't Uncharted 4 one of the collections for PlayStation 5? Collection game, PlayStation 5
Uh,
PlayStation collection.
the ones that you get for free? No, I don't think there's a Naughty Dog game there that maybe the collection, not four. I could be wrong. I honestly don't remember. We probably
I'm
should pull
gonna
the
bring
list
up,
real
yeah,
quick.
I'm gonna bring up the list right now just to see
Yeah, yeah.
if
But
Uncharted. Yes, it
what
is. It is on there.
it is? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
but that doesn't
So
mean
this
it's running at the because they had to,
published.
again, they had to do God of War's on there, and they still had to go in and physically make it
And
so that it
put it,
runs that way.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. You
I
know
wouldn't just
what
assume.
game? It's there that I wasn't interested in playing this at all, and now that I've seen it the way it's running all out, now it actually piqued my interest.
Days Gone.
The Days Gone.
Yeah,
Days Gone look good
yeah,
now,
yeah.
and some B tier game. Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
So I'm gonna my first one I'm gonna start here. It's probably the most obvious one because it's the one I chose for the thumbnail of this particular episode, and that is Bloodborne.
Ah,
Bloodborne, believe it or not, is so Dark Souls 3 and Sekiro have actually received upgrades, but for whatever reason, Bloodborne has not. It's locked at 30. And it says locked at 30, and I remember playing this game, and locked is questionable. I'm just saying. So
now it's unlocked
yeah,
30.
I know. But PlayStation 5 is solid 30. It's never
Now
moving
it's a
from that.
solid 30. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you guys to address this issue and fix this shit because I'm playing Dark Souls 1 now, and I think I'm gonna make this little trek through, not back to back, obviously, because that's just ridiculously not impossible, but it'd just be too much at once.
It'll be, yeah, it'll.
But I feel like I can go through some of these Souls games that I missed out on. Bloodborne, like I said, I played up a little bit of it, and again, frame rate, and I'm just like, no, man, fuck all this. And that's actually a very beautiful game. So, and of course, there's rumors of Bloodborne 2, so it's like, man, do it. It's time. What the hell? Get your asses to work here and make that shit run at freaking 60. But yeah, so
Yeah,
Bloodborne is on mine, sir. That's my list, right? That's on my list,
yeah.
brother.
I feel like Bloodborne is a game that they'll probably well surely they wouldn't sell you the a remaster version, right? You think
I
you
mean, they
think they could?
could.
They
I
could.
mean, they didn't have to do that with Dark Souls 3 or Sekiro. So,
True,
and that's last gen as well. So,
true, true.
yeah,
I
I
feel
think
like
it would
yeah,
be I'd be a little crummy for them to do that. You know what I mean?
it'll
But
be out of character. I feel like for the most part, that's not the way that that's not a way that Sony has tried to they don't normally do those type of moves, right? I could be wrong, but I'm not remembering any moment. Just like I don't remember any use of predatory microtransactions and loot box and crap like that. I don't recall of any time where the game was could clearly use a patch, but
mhm.
they instead just they decided to make you pay for the expansion. I mean, and I'm not talking about the Uncharted collection was sold actually. The Uncharted collection was sold. Hmm. Ah.
Yeah,
Ah. I guess anything is possible.
yeah.
Anyway. All right. All right. So I'm gonna steal this one from you because I know that if I don't mention it now, you're just gonna steal it, and then my short list is gonna be even shorter. Bioshock. Yes, I
Oh
said it.
man,
I said it. I took it
man.
from you. I know I did. I know it was on your list. We
Yeah.
haven't seen each other's list, by the way. We haven't shared. Uh, but the reason I believe Bioshock, even though it is more your favorite game, I mean, it's definitely one of the best games for me. Also, don't get me wrong, but I know that this is probably one of your favorite games of all time. Um, and unless you have bumped it out. Uh, but I feel like this is a game where it really could take advantage of the technology of making it run on consoles at a 60 frame. And mind you, there was a remaster of it that I believe achieved that. But now it's time to maybe, I don't know, like up the resolution, up the textures, and maybe bring it up to par with. I feel like that game will definitely benefit of some nice ray tracing
Ray
effect.
tracing for
Cons-
sure.
Considering all the, you know,
The shadows and light effects, yes.
the light effects, yeah, the shadow areas, the water reflection.
Oh, the
That game
water,
has
yeah.
tons
Yeah.
of
Water effects in
metal
that game is ridiculous,
reflections.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. I think that's a prime candidate. If any, they should take advantage of. I'm not sure if it's feasible considering they already did that. So if they already did the remaster. I mean, I'm not sure if they will redo it again. I
Well,
don't
the
think their heart's in it.
remastered can possibly benefit from the ray tracing treatment, like the collection, the Bioshock collection. That's a remaster collection. If you take
Yeah,
that and you just add a little RTX to it, and you
it
know
can, but I don't think that because it's. I mean, it's 2K, right?
it is 2K.
It's okay. Yeah, they consider that like old property already. They're not gonna go back and give us the goods. I feel
Yeah.
like first party games are the more likely, for the most part, or second party games are the
No,
more likely
Ubisoft has
to
done
get
it
this.
for a lot of their UB games, so
That's
you
true.
never know.
Yeah. But Ubisoft is it's weird and kind of endearing in a way, in an annoying kind of. They release the game at first and it's all fucked and buggy and mess, but they keep hammering it after and they keep supporting it, and it's hard to really hate them for it, even though you shouldn't be releasing games in the state they are they get released in the first place.
Agree.
But yeah, yeah,
Agree.
Bioshock, man.
Nice. Good choice. My next choice, guys, is going to be, and I know you mentioned this, but I think, that this would definitely benefit from an upgrade. Specifically, just
Oh,
keeping it locked at 60 frames. And that will be Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, which is a
yes.
very beautiful looking game. The audio in this game is probably some of the best in-game audio ever. And I would said this a million times. Highly recommend playing the game with your headset on. But yeah, to see that, I think that game was a good steady 30 frames per second, and so to have that upped, I don't know if it would need any ray tracing, but have it up with high resolution. That game is a very beautiful game, and I think it would definitely benefit from the upgrade treatment. And make me go back and play it again. It's only, like I said, I think it's like a 6-hour game. So, of course, the problem with there is who currently owns that company, and will they even be bothering to do that? And if they did, will they do that to all of them or only the ones playing on the Xbox? You know what I mean? So it's like,
That's
well,
right.
yeah, who knows? Who
That's
knows what the
right
choice
because
is there? Yeah,
they can
but
decide to give you their FPS boost.
yeah, exactly. And then go,
Only
hey,
on
yeah,
Xbox.
yeah, that could honestly be, that could honestly be where that comes from. And what are you going to do as a
Yeah,
Sony owner? It's like, well, we don't
that'd be kind
have
of
FPS boost. What are you going to do?
yeah,
you know,
that'd be kind of messed up, if they do that. I have that game on PC. I have played it at unlock frame rate, and yes, I will wholeheartedly agree that game it's amazing. It looks amazing. When suddenly you have that the graphical fidelity of that game, which is really good to begin with already. and then you have that incredible audio, and you have unlocked frame rate,
Mhm.
or not unlocked on console, but 60 frames. I feel like 60 frames is, hey, that's
That's
good
all you
enough for
need.
me. That's the
Yeah,
part where
yeah.
I will
Mhm.
say, okay, this is good. This is good enough. I'm very happy with this generation of consoles, and we're just starting. But just the fact that I feel like this generation where developers has, for the most part, hopefully this will continue, realize the importance of uh, gameplay, gameplay frame rate,
Mhm.
as I like to call it, because yes, 30 works. Don't get me wrong, and I feel like like the 30 was a necessity because of the limitations of that the consoles had, around that era. But now that we have such powerful machines, we have the opportunity to actually bring those games, and they're giving us that option. They're giving us, do you want to play with all the bells and whistles, or do you want to play on performance mode where it probably doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it still looks nice enough? And like they're giving us that option. I
Yeah,
really like that. I really like
yeah.
that they're going that route. I
I agree.
can't stress enough how happy I am with that. And yes, that is a very good choice, man. Uh, Real quick, I was gonna mention a lot of people don't pay attention to the settings on their audio. I'm gonna recommend that everyone check your audio settings for the place for your PlayStation or your console, of choice, but check them out. You might be playing with laggy audio and not know it because you're only focusing on the visuals, and you're not realizing that you're getting a degraded experience just because your audio it's lagging behind. I noticed last actually last night that uh, I was experiencing a little bit of lag, or I was noticing a little bit of lag on the audio of my game just because of the settings. That I just assumed that, hey, I just connected, I can hear sound, it is fine, and it turns out that no, audio now it's kind of like a graphic setting. It has gotten complicated. You kind of have to know what type of equipment you have at home, what type of speakers, if you use your TV speakers, or if you use a 5.1 surround. You might not be getting 5.1 because of how you have it, the setup that you have on PlayStation 5. Like, you really need to pay attention to that. Maddox, you actually have a 5.1 soundbar, if I'm not mistaken, right? Your
Yeah.
soundbar has
Hmm.
rear speakers. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna recommend that you go to the audio settings, select. I think it defaults to HDMI TV, and there's one that says soundbar, and then there's one that says surround or 5.1, and that's the one you want to select. You ignore the one that says soundbar, and you select the one that says 5.1, and then run the little like
The test.
thing where where you tell it where your speakers are kind of located,
Hmm.
and you will notice a big difference
Okay.
on that. I was able to, once I got my settings in, I was able to notice uh, 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 I was able to notice a reduction on lag. It's still not quite there. I don't know if it's my TV or what it is. I noticed when I play uh with
That's it.
but the headset, with the SteelSeries headset that I have, I don't notice the lag. If I'm shooting, for example, if it's a shooter game, I hear the pa the moment I press the trigger. Whereas if I throw it through the soundbar, I'm noticing a little bit of delay. That is, now that I notice it, it's kind of annoying.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, yeah. I just wanted to throw that out there since we were talking about audio with Senua's Sacrifice, which is a game that definitely benefits from you having
From the audio,
top-notch
for
audio.
sure.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. My next game that I definitely want to see. a uh, liberated from the confines of its 30 frames per second mess is gonna be Judgment. And the reason I want that is because I'm still playing Judgment, not actively right now, but I still intend to go back to it and finish it someday because the story on that game is it's excellent so far. Um, I hate the fact that it was one of those games that I put on the PlayStation 5, just excited to see enhancements, and I found no enhancements, nothing. It ran as normal. I'm not gonna say as crap
As
because
normal
it's
as it
not as
can
crap.
go.
As normal and as plain vanilla as it was running on the PS4, and I was like, oh come on, man, you know. So yeah, Judgment is definitely there. I'm not asking for much. I don't care about that game I don't think that game needs to have ray tracing. That's will be a major overhaul. That will have to be a major overhaul of that ancient ancient engine that they have been using since the PS2 era, I think. So I'm not asking for that. Just make it run at 60 for crying out loud.
That's a good one. That's definitely a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
I am going to go with Resident Evil 2 remake. Um,
Ah,
I
damn it, that's a good
know
one.
that the game looks very pretty on PC, obviously because you
Hmm.
can obviously you have all the bells and whistles on PC. But and don't get me wrong, the game looked really amazing on PlayStation 4. Um, but I think coming to PlayStation 5, there should be a definite standard. Now, I will confirm that it was on the list of games that play a little bit better, but
Hmm.
there's no specific like on that same list. The games that have locked 60, 4K, and all this stuff. This one had nothing next to it, so it was just it plays significantly better, which probably means loading time. So I was like, okay, then I'm gonna need you guys, Capcom. I'm gonna need you to fix this shit. I need you to bring that shit up to 60 frames. I need you to bring up shit, throw a little ray. Can you imagine with the rain and how that freaking game looked with a little bit of ray tracing involved, dude? That's gonna be looking good.
That's another
So
game that can take advantage of of lighting and shadows. So there,
yeah,
definitely,
for sure. Oh my god, yeah.
that's where ray tracing
So
thrives.
yeah. So yeah, my choice, well, one of my
Right.
choices, Resident Evil 2 remake. Yeah, for sure.
All right, all right. My next choice. This game is a little older, and I feel like the graphics do hold up, and I feel like that seeing what they have done with a more recent game that came out from the same company, uh, I would love to. I would love to hear them going back to this one and sprucing it up for next gen or for current gen. And that game is Alan Wake.
Oh, okay.
After seeing what they did with Control,
Control.
and yes, I get it. Alan Wake, it's an older game, so 360 game actually, but another example of great use of lightning and and shadow, a game that could definitely take advantage of ray tracing effect, and the game already runs well enough and looks good enough to where bringing it to the next level might not be that much of a of work, especially if they're putting it together with if they're making this universe part of the Control universe or the Control universe part of the Alan Wake universe.
Hmm.
um then I think this game could really use sprucing up of its graphics. I would love to play Alan Wake again. That game is phenomenal. I would love you, Mad Dog, to play Alan Wake.
Yeah, it's one of
Uh,
those games that I unfortunately, being that I was on the other side of
it
the
was,
fence. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Remaster available on all consoles. Man, that'll be your jam. And as I know, I broke the rule a little bit, but sue me. I don't have a list.
Oh no, that's fine.
My list would have been only like three if I would have kept if I would have bended the
No
rules a
big deal.
little bit.
No big deal. No need to. No need to. Defend yourself or anything like that. I've got an interesting one here, and this probably would be on your list as well if you would even consider it. Although I think you're probably playing on PC, so it doesn't fucking matter to you. And that is Titanfall 2.
I was gonna put that on my list
I was
actually.
okay.
Yeah, but then I realized, oh, that game already runs at 60. I on consoles it
Yes,
runs at 60.
it runs on 60 on consoles on the Pro and the Xbox One X, but it does adjust on the fly the resolution so that it can maintain the 60. So 60 is maintained, but the resolution is not on the
Oh,
yeah.
it's
So
dynamic.
it doesn't. Yes, it's dynamic. So if they can, bump all that,
Just
if
lock
it's
that.
already doing that, then just bump it all
Yeah,
up and have that run at high resolution or the same time while it's doing 60. That would be amazing. That's a great
yeah.
game, and I think
Oh, so good.
it's a criminally underplayed game. You know what I mean?
Thank you,
Um,
EA.
yeah,
Also,
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
you, EA.
yeah, for
Battlefall
sure.
2. Oh my god. One of the best shooter games out there. God damn, man.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
good.
I'm just gonna throw this one because we have carried it so far already. And when I say so far, I mean is this game is a couple generations old. But I'm not breaking the rules
Uh,
with this example. You know which one I'm talking about already. And yes, it's exactly what you think. I'm talking
okay.
about Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft
Oh,
Auto
that's already been
5
announced, dude.
with the updated with this ray
Yeah.
tracing and all that, with the ray
Yeah.
tracing and all that,
Don't you
then I
remember we
am
saw it here for GTA
replay. No,
5?
yeah, I know they were doing something with the graphics, but I didn't know that they were actually adding like ray tracing effects and stuff like that. I will go for that again. I will play that game to completion again. I love the story on that game. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's getting a
Hater.
major upgrade when it launches on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Let me see what it says here. What if this says specifically?
I
No, it does
willed
not.
it to happen. Yes, yes. And you know what's
Yeah,
funny?
you did
A
will it
lot of the
happen
reason why
back
this
on
is
January 10th.
happening. What's that?
I say you did will it to happen back on January 10th.
Oh yes, like on January 10th. Yes, when it was actually announced. The reason why they're doing it, of course, is because this game is still a major money maker for Take Two. It's in the fact in it's Grand Theft Auto Online. I
Mhm.
have not played Grand Theft Auto Online. I haven't touched it. I realize that the game is the fucking oasis from Ready Player One right now, in more ways than one.
Yeah.
But I don't have a crew to play with me, and I feel like it's too late already for me to start on it and stuff like that. And also when I think Grand Theft Auto, I think of its amazing stories and I'm not thinking of going online and doing it, playing online. No, not for
Yeah, I
me.
hear you. I hear you. This one here is probably already going to happen. But I feel I need to bring it up anyway. Will I play it if it does? I don't know, honestly. But that would be. It has not been announced, so that's why I
So
was
it,
like,
it
well,
needs to
okay.
happen, but I don't care about it.
I don't know if I would go back, and that's Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon
Yes,
Zero Dawn has no mention of whatever. Then again, like I said, God of War didn't either, and it just
it is
out of the
happening.
blue. Yeah.
PC.
Yeah. Although I hear that's the inferior version, but okay.
No, it's actually totally not right now.
Oh,
They
they fixed
patched
it.
it.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah, they fixed it.
Good
Yeah.
job. Good job. So no, but so I think that would be obviously a great title, particularly with uh the West, whatever the new one is. Um, I think that would be a great one to bring up. Very similar to God of War. God of War. I think that would be a good. But they haven't announced it, so and I feel like I just need to mention it. If I go, I don't think I can go back because I had the disc version, and I don't even
Mm.
know if I have the disc anymore. So, yeah.
How does that even happen?
Well, sidebar. I my PlayStation 4 ended up giving my PlayStation 4 to someone who can't afford a PlayStation. Her mom is unfortunately sick, and so I cleaned out my PlayStation 4, opened it up, cleaned it out, and everything, and gave all my games to her.
Open it up. Forgot to take the Horizon Zero Dawn disc. That's how thorough he was in his cleaning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I left it in there.
um, well, let's see. My next game that I would like to see revamped is gonna be a cop out, I know, but I feel like I should mention it anyway because just like Judgment, I feel like it needs to be not remade, but niced up a little bit, and that is the Yakuza series because they released the Yakuza series, and although I understand that the games are running at 60 now, they look exactly the same as they looked on PlayStation 3, and I'm
Mm.
not having that. So that's not going all the way home. Bring
Yeah,
it to, especially now, bring it to PlayStation 5, and you know
that's kind of
4K it
half-assed.
out,
Yeah.
and yeah, you'll be half-assing it. So
Yeah.
Yakuza.
My last one, sir, is a little bit of a wild card. A little title from oh my god, I forgot their name. It doesn't matter. The title is, I have to freaking look it up now because I'm getting old. Sunset Overdrive.
Retire. Oh,
Uh
Sucker Punch.
yes, no, not Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch was Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, it's
No,
not Sucker Punch.
that's not Insomniac.
Insomnia, thank you.
Thank you. There you
So
go.
yeah, so obviously, now are a part of Sony's first party lineup, and they own apparently the IP to Sunset Overdrive. So it's like
Yeah,
two birds with one stone. You bring the game that never came
bring the
over,
game.
bring it over to the place, and then hey, by the way, here you go. Here's it
Yeah,
all with some ray tracing.
yeah,
Even, I don't think that game
yeah.
needs it, but just bring it
Eh,
all the way
it could
already
be. I mean,
upgraded
it's cartoony,
for
but
yeah, that's what I figured out. I
4K
don't think
six
it's gonna need it,
4K 60
but
on that game will be
4K 60.
fantastic. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That game's a ton of fun. Turns out Insomnia knows how to make one of those games, especially the traversal. They
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
nailed on the traversal. They know how to make you want to skip not do the fast travel.
mm,
My last game is I have to reach back. I have to reach a little bit further back, but I feel like this is another game that uh, I will be fine with the way it looks. Uh, I just wanted to see it. Like, hey, the like Mass Effect is getting a remaster, right? They're touching up a
mm.
bunch of things to make it look nicer. Well, I would like to see the same thing for this particular
Oh,
series,
I think I know what
actually,
you're talking about.
and that is Dead Space.
Dead Space. Yep.
I want Dead
Feel the
Space.
same, sir.
I was yeah. Out Dead Space is. I feel like it's another game that every time you have a game where it's full of like shadows
Mhm.
and areas where there is light but it's not like super potent. It's like it lets you hide in the shadows. That's a good opportunity to showcase what ray tracing can do. uh and
Agreed.
and that game,
That's a good
I
one.
mean, running at 60 will look phenomenal and scary as hell. Yeah.
For sure. My only concern is I want to see first what EA brings to us when they bring the Mass Effect collection, the
Right.
trilogy,
Yes. Yeah.
and because I
Let's see
want
what
to
they
see
do first.
what it. Yeah, yeah. I want to see how dedicated are they to really delivering this.
Yeah.
And then and then we'll kind of go from there. And then, like if I see that that's it, then I'm like, okay, well, I think I can trust the other. For the record, you guys know I've already signed off on EA, going whatever, screw them. But Mass Effect, I don't know, man. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I can even play them all again. But I'm like, I don't know. I could try.
see,
I've
see
never
what
played
they
Mass
did.
Effect 1. This will be my
You
first
never
time
played the
playing.
first one. Yep, that's right. That's right.
And if they do it, and if they do this right, well, first off, if I do decide to cross the line, the first off, I would obviously wait for reviews, and
Oh yeah,
once I know that it's a that's a solid thing, then I would love to see what they do for Dead Space at that point. Then I'm like, okay,
yeah,
let's see what you guys bring to the table. So yeah, I agree. That's a
yeah.
good call. That's a good call. All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of an awesome episode 251 of GG's a Mouthful podcast. Thank you so much for tuning
The
in.
video
As always,
edition,
the first video edition that we don't even
fully
know
ray
will be up correctly.
traced. So you can see.
Oh God. Yeah. Hopefully it looks good enough. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like in the end here. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. As always, please go to goodgame.rocks, join the conversation there, and like, subscribe, share the podcast with everyone. This is Mad Dog signing off this week, saying Ted Cruz is an idiot. Mr. Santi, take us home.
Well, I can't beat that one, but I'm gonna use my last stand, my second win, so to speak, to add to my list a game that I wanted to add, but I was not allowed because I was reaching too far back, and I don't care now. This is my platform. This is my time to speak. The game that I really, really want to see a remake of, proper, because they already have done it. But this one I want to see full, 4K and 60 frames per second and go all out crazy. And that is the Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher's Bay. Oh my god, that game was so good, and it still holds up. I believe those graphics still hold up. Uh, well, maybe not that much, but maybe they need to touch them up a little bit. But the
In
lighting
your mind's eye,
is
they do.
phenomenal. Oh, you should see a video of it. It doesn't look that bad. When you look at it, you're like, how was this game possible? How did this happen? How was this possible, but not everything else that have come after? Oh yeah, yes. Add that one, please. Thank
Okay.
you
Add
and
it to the
good
list.
night.
The only problem with the only thing I see that may be an issue is licensing.
Oh,
It's
this
probably a
is
licensing nightmare.
this is
Yeah.
Vin Diesel. No. This is Vin Diesel. He has his own game studio. He released that horrible,
But he doesn't
horrible,
own. Does he own the
horrible.
Chronicles or the Riddick IP?
I think so. I think. I mean,
He would have to, because that
he
would be
will
the
have.
only way.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. This shit could be done. So, and he remastered already. It's not like it's
We'll
not
get
like
him on
it
the
didn't
phone and be like,
happen.
"Hey, man, I got a plan for you, man. This is what you got to do.
Oh yeah,
First of all,
we go way back.
forget about that Fast
Vin
and
and I.
Furious shit. You know what I mean? This is what I need you to do."
Oh my god, that game was disaster. You remember that game? That game was announced, and from the moment it was announced at the Game
Game Awards.
Awards,
Yeah.
at the Game Awards, I was like, "Oh no, dude,
Horrible.
that does
Looked
not look
horrible.
great. It looked horrible." It turns
We
out
called it.
it is exponentially worse than we
Yeah.
thought.
We
There's a
called it.
re-rest video. There's a re-rest video you guys should watch. Because it is hilarious.
It
You see
was
how hilariously bad.
we expected a car crash, but we got a train wreck, and that's what
We got the Zeppelin just on fire, just crashing down again. That's what we got.
Oh my god! All right, guys. Well, with that beautiful game that he added there, we'll see you next week. GG!
In color.
Oh man.